do it. Unfortunately, I cannot because I don't know if it's being picked up in the recording or not, and I'd rather be safe nor sorry. Hello everyone, and welcome to our live stream. I don't know if it's being picked up in the recording or not, and I'd rather episode. Be safe nor sorry. Hello everyone, and welcome. Oh, that's where that's coming from. Okay, there was a little bit of backfeed. Hello everyone, and welcome to another one-shot episode. Today we are going to be continuing the story of Damascus. So if you are here, welcome, and we will be starting here in just a few moments. We are just sending out a couple of notifications here just to let everybody know what's going on. So yeah.
Your sheet has wares if you have coin.
So yeah, in the meantime, while I'm finishing everything, getting set up here, so let's do a little bit of a recap, right? So last time, if we remember right, what did we do last time, guys? Why don't we retrace our steps here?
Well, I mean, a lot of talking, a lot of conversation.
Well, that's pretty useless. I think that I think just to kind of fill in some of the gaps.
I know what happened. I mean.
Oh, then why don't you share with the class then?
Okay. Well, I moseyed my way on over to the archery shop there, run by our blue friend, Sedgwick, the entertainer, and joke.
Man,
and then
his name better than I have.
Yeah. So
good.
Yeah. So I think that I mean exactly. So basically, last time. You had met with Sedgwick, and you guys then kind of rendezvoused back over, I do believe over at the tavern, but before that you did meet the good guy Damascus, yes, and had a bit of a chat there, and regarding the situation, of course, the bridge that was out and that they were kind of trapped in there. Then I do believe you had the two other tieflings stay at your residence with the cart for the night, since they only had a permit for that evening. After that, it was more so just kind of a situation regarding the tavern, yeah. And you talked to the barkeeper, you collected your pay. You guys did a lovely game of darts. Well, at least one of you did. While the other one sent out some zombies. And I do believe that was Izzy sent out a couple of zombies to try and figure out, maybe where the entrance of this cave is. Or not necessarily a cave, but more so a crypt, should I say. And then the other one to, of course, try and track down the person who has been kind of harassing Mr. Greenbottle.
What are the chances of his zombies coming back?
That's a great question, isn't it? And
because
I don't necessarily need that. I can follow its path.
What are the chances of the zombie making it there as well? Because you just released zombies into a town that's now on high alert because their town just had some mystical earthquake hit it.
Well,
I mean, that's why I did that. That's why I did it day or night, like I did.
Yeah, but
increased
Night Guard.
Of success.
Night Guard. They are always itching for
I'll tell you this, based upon my statistical rolls here. As far as any of that happening, it is a 42% chance. Just like it's a 42% chance of rain currently. Hey, Shadow. Welcome to the session. Good to have you in the session. We're just now getting ready to get started up here with our third, part 3 of the Tale of Damascus, which I have just finished doing the episode of that update.
Look, if the human fails, I send a dog. If the dog fails, I'll send a spider.
If the spider fails, well,
I'll send an old lady. I'll send an old lady to swallow the spider. Yes.
You mean the spider that swallowed the dog that swallowed the person?
I guess if we win that order, yes.
I think Kai's is ready to kill us now.
Oh, I sense the rage. It's palatable. Like a fine wine. Mm. Kaiser, you okay?
And tweeted. Wonderful.
You wasn't even listening.
Oh no, I heard everything. I have nice fancy headphones. I hear everything. I just choose to ignore.
We know.
I just choose to ignore.
We know you have nice fancy headphones. You don't need to keep bringing those up.
It's the start of every conversation now.
Rack.
It's the start of every conversation.
Did you look at my nice? Like, is this like jewelry for him? Do we think this is his form of jewelry? Like, look at my nice new headphones, everybody.
So all right, so let's get started. So with that being the case, so if we remember, our last little bit of a cliffhanger that we had left off on, okay, was of course the fact that before both of you guys went to bed last night, you were looking. Both of you were looking in the mirror. In a totally not railroaded fashion. Both of you were looking at the mirror at the same time, and you saw a strange situation going on inside of the mirror, which was this shadowy world with a kind of castle keep. And then you saw what looked to be some sort of shadowy figure in one of the castle windows looking back at you before the screen, or excuse me, not the screen, the mirror went blank, and then you were staring at your own reflection.
Oh, it's a screen? It's a technology! It's not magic.
It's Ritz. They were Ritz crackers.
Oh, and welcome back, Shadow. So, so that was the last thing that you ended up seeing, of course, was that reflection there. And now we are currently, so this is a great question, right? The question that every good DM must, of course, always ask themselves when starting this. And I tell you, it's something that I have been asking myself for many of a day. Where do I start us? Do I start us back into the adventure the next day, the next night, 15 minutes into the future, 3 weeks later because you guys were in a coma because you had too much alcohol the previous night before? These are the great questions. Where do I dive?
I mean the next possible big moment.
Oh yes. So
neither one of us technically said we drank, so
40 years into the future.
Yeah.
40 years.
You both wake up in some space pods.
I can help you out there, DM. I wake up with the mirror in bed with me because I went to sleep with the mirror.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. And was there a smoking gun? And the culprit is Mr. Colonel Mustard? Is this this direction is very.
I have laid it comfortably next to me in the bed and tuck it in.
No, I don't like this intro at all. No. This does not happen. This is not official. This is the Patreon offshoot of maybe what ended up happening. But not in my world. Not today. Not today, Satan. No. So what actually is going to end up happening is I think that first and foremost, okay. Let's fix our screen so that our viewers are not just staring at a random blotch of a desk. There we go. So I think that I think what we're going to go ahead and start with, okay, is that it is early in the morning. All right, early in the morning, and since it is early in the morning, you are kind of woken up, I would say maybe like around dawn. Like, let's go with I want to make it early. I don't want to say early, but let's go with 6:30 in the morning. Okay, about 6:30 in the morning.
I don't want to make it early makes it early.
Hey, I was going to early would have been 5 a.m. Okay, so no, we're going for a nice time of 6:30. That's right in between 7 and 5. Okay, so that's a good intermediate for me. So with that being the case, so you guys wake up around this time to some commotion And I think that let's see here. First of all, where are you guys all in relation? I do believe both of you were staying in the tavern, right? Were you staying in separate rooms, or how are we doing that situation?
We were separate rooms.
Okay, you were separate rooms. Okay. All right, wonderful. So, with this being the case, I think you guys are woken up to a bit of early morning commotion coming from downstairs. Now, as you guys are woken up, let me see here. I'm going to just do a simple coin flip here, just to see where I want... heads or tails, guys? Smokey, heads, tails?
Tails.
I was going to say tails anyway, so yeah.
Oh, okay, well, you both can't be tails, so who's being heads?
Wait, but he asked me heads or tails first, so...
Oh, okay. All right, gotcha. Okay, so Smokey's getting tails. I guess Mike, you're getting heads. Flipping. Oh, my God. Okay, for all of our chat viewers who are seeing this corner, it landed on its edge, which has never happened before. So this doesn't help me. But hey, whoever's listening.
Oh yes, we both jump at the same time. Look, same time then.
No, this doesn't make any sense. Nor does it help me. So okay, it's heads. All right. So anyways,
he's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna decide that whatever this is, it's happening to you.
Okay. All right. So so Mike, you know what? I think I guess this makes sense because there's a little bit more of a rapport here. So all right. So Izzy, I think you are woken to a bit of a knock on your bedroom window that faces outside of the court, and I didn't mention this before, but there is a balcony that does look out over the main city. There is a rap on the window. What do you do?
All right. So I creepily. Right, it's just eyes, top of my head, and my long fingers curl around the top of the bed sheet, and I peer out.
I'm sorry. So wait, are you still in the bed? I'm
in bed. I'm in the bed, and I am creepily kind of curling out of the bed. What do I see?
Well, I guess we will have to roll that dice for that, won't we? So let's
disembodied head.
Yes. All right. Yeah, I forgot that I have to roll for
Lord
you.
Farquaad requests your presence.
Good old Lord Farquaad.
Lord Farquaad, yeah.
All right. So here's what you see with your current check. You currently see there is through the glass there is, and through the slightly drawn curtains, you do see past the purple curtains, you do see that there is a shadowy figure that is kind of crouching down on the balcony, and he knocks again.
Crunching down on the balcony.
I'm going to snap my fingers and call one of my servants to go see who it is.
Okay. At this point, you hear a shattering of glass as they kick through the door, and they're just and you see this form. Because I'm just not narrating these NPCs.
Oh, okay.
Not doing it. Okay, so yeah, you see this break through the glass. They say.
They're just like, do not be alarmed.
Not be alarmed, citizen.
They say with a
I have glass in my body. How can I not be alarmed?
They say with a low voice. They say, "Pardon the intrusion, but this is relatively urgent. I do apologize. There is no time to waste. It is I, of course." And now, as they come into the low light of the room, you can see it is Damascus. And they say, I do apologize for the intrusion, Izzy, but do you have a moment of time? I must speak with you. It is urgent.
Okay. I want to do something very creepy, DM. I want your permission to do so first. I want to go up on my elbows, then straighten my arms out, and basically rise up almost like a vampire out of the coffin. situation.
Okay, so you're just propping yourself up on your elbows and then just raising yourself up to a standing position on the middle of the bed, like a
Yeah.
weirdo? Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, you do the thing, and he. Okay, yeah, you do the thing. All right. What are you doing next?
I then reach out and I grab my cloak and quickly wrap it around me. I'm trying to do this all very quickly. I'm trying to do it before the sheets fall off me and you can see my full form.
Is there any response, my friend? I just haven't got a response from you. You're being relatively silent.
Did I successfully shroud
Sir,
myself before you got?
sir, are you there, sir? I'm not sure what's happening here, but you're
Hello,
not
can you
responding
hear
to
me?
me. Hello, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
hear me?
yeah, there you are. Okay,
He's
wonderful.
been talking.
Okay.
I'm glad that.
So-
Oh no, I'm still in character. I'm so glad that you have finally responded. Yes, hello, Izzy. Yes, it's good to see you. I'm sorry. You were just wandering around the room. You didn't respond. It was very weird. It was very strange. Yes.
I
So,
was putting my clothes on.
do you have a
Stealthily.
moment, sir?
Did I succeed? Did I succeed in
Do you have
stealthily
a
getting dressed before
sir? Do you have a moment? I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of ever answering this. Do you have a moment?
Okay. Oh, give me just a moment. I am not decent. And I get on my head, grab my staff, and then I turn to him very, just kind of very put together. Oh, yes. That was awfully rude of you. But, yes.
Rude of me. Rude
what's
of
the
you,
urgency?
sir.
What is the urgency?
What is happening? What is this energy? Anyways,
He kicks in my window. Never give me time to wake up. How rude.
Anyway.
Oh yes, but what is and I kind of reach out full distance with my arm and I wrap to tap on the wall, the one that Segwit should be in that room of,
Well,
and I quickly withdraw my hand.
Actually, no, where?
I guess Segway. Segway, give me a no. Hold on. Segway, give me a. Give me a notice check on that one. I'm gonna need
Okay, you let me.
Okay. Oh, you were able to get into the game. That's good. Did you figure out what happened there?
I still have no clue.
Oh.
I just suddenly went back online.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that you figured it out there.
Yes, I definitely did. And roll. That'll be a 5.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you definitely.
I was hoping I was gonna fail this.
Yeah, you hear a light knock on the door.
Not
the door,
I
on the
grabbed
wall.
tap
On the wall. I know. I know. On the wall above your bed. You hear a light knocking. So, anyways, back.
Can I punch through the wall?
Punch through the wall. I mean, sure.
Made of.
I just don't think that the
punch
owners
my
of this
way through the
tavern are
wall.
ever going to let you stay at this establishment ever again. Sure, give me a strength roll, please.
Oh, this will be fun.
What am I setting this DC at?
Probably higher than a D4. Than just a 4. Which means I probably
bet
just
you there's a
failed.
wall.
All right,
There's
Mr.
probably a
Kool-Aid
wall.
Man. What did you roll?
I rolled a 4.
Okay, yeah, you find out that punching the wall, it seems like they have reinforced these walls to make sure that, drunkards don't smash through them like the Kool-Aid Man. So you actually injure your hand slightly there.
Oh, you're shaking. Oh, no.
So he just hears from my side of the room, just like, ka-thunk.
You know what? I'm not gonna give. There is no in-game effect, of course, for this, because why would I? But yeah, you definitely just slightly injure your hand doing that.
I mean, I had to try.
I roll my eyes. And I open my door ajar behind me. Like I reach behind me, travel my shoulder, and loosen my door.
While you're doing that, I think at this point Damascus is talking to you, and he says, "Again, I pardon the intrusion. It is just unfortunately one of those things of relatively urgent matter. Are you familiar with the two tieflings that were staying at your lodge?"
Um, uh, uh, very little. I don't believe I even so much as spoke to them. I believe I did all of that for you, good sir.
Out of curiosity, Smokey, do you enter the room at this point? Or are you still hanging out?
I'm going downstairs to get some ice.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. The fact that might be in great peril. Yeah, don't worry about it.
You make your way. You make your way down to
My
the.
character doesn't know. All I think is you gave me a wake-up call. That's all my character thinks.
Okay. We'll get back to that in a second. So here is what ends up happening. He continues and he says, "Well, you have to understand that I went to go check on them this morning, and I was unfortunately not able to find them. I had thought that they perhaps had left relatively early, maybe that the bridge had been repaired or something of that nature." And he trails off for a few moments and he says, "Well, let's just say it's going to be easier to show you." And he grabs you by your hand and walks you over to the balcony. And Smokey, so for Segwig, you make your way down to the first floor of this establishment, and you are greeted with what you would expect to be an empty room, but it is not. You do see that Minnie Fisher and Mike are both, kind of manning the tavern, as there is a relatively big crowd. This big crowd of individuals ranges from different dwarves to some of the high elves. You do see that Mr. Green has also Mr. Greenbottle has come down. It looks like he's maybe grabbing a quick bite to eat, but he seems to be busy doing a couple of different things. He seems to be in engagement with another elf. But there is a couple of other individuals that you have, of course, seen around the city, but no one really specific of importance. But you do see that they all seem to be relatively engaged in a low, hushed murmur that seems to be trickling throughout the rest of this tavern. And the main things that you pick up within this city... within the whole city. This is the entire city. Your Atlantean superpowers come out. We now have transitioned over to the Justice League. Welcome. No.
Welcome to the Justice League.
That would be quite the intro, wouldn't it? No. Within this room is you hear the words "murder" come up a few times. You hear the words, "It's a damn shame." And I think that the other word that kind of settles on your ear is, sorry, I'm checking my notes. Actually, this is not a dramatic pause.
The other word is sorry. Oh, wow. Man, so I need to find out who's apologizing that I know who killed.
But no, I think the last words that you do settle on, that you do hear murmured everywhere, every now and then, is devil spawn. So what do you do with this information? Do you what are you doing?
Darn it, Cacto.
But you do see that Minnie is currently going around and serving different patrons, and you see that Mike was helping somebody at the bar, but he is now returning back to the kitchen. What are you doing?
Well, I'm obviously still going for that ice.
Okay.
But also, every time you say Mike, I keep thinking of our Mike.
Oh, it's really funny, isn't it?
It's funny. It's funny.
Just to take a quick pause, because I was noticing chat log here really quickly, just to take a quick 2 seconds from this, and actually I'm just going to pause our recording really quickly here, and saving this just in case some crazy bullshit ends up happening because it is a Monday. And speaking of Monday,
Manic Monday.
Shadow, I did see your message in chat. I do apologize. I was just trying to get to a quick stopping point. I do apologize to hear that ended up happening to you. Hopefully things get better with your situation. But yeah, I definitely do apologize to hear that. I have been in situations very similar to that. I don't unfortunately want to speculate on what you're saying, of course, too much outside of that, because I don't want to, of course, broadcast your business everywhere besides outside the chat. But if you do want to talk to me in private about it, feel free to message me later. But yeah, I do apologize to hear that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get back onto our. Go ahead and start things back up here. Anyways, so. Back in character, what were we on about? Was ice. So you go on to the bar, I'm assuming, correct, to hunt down some ice?
Yes.
Okay, you head up to the bar, and you see Minnie, and I take it you flag her down.
Well, yeah. I may as well.
All right. She heads. She walks over to you. She says, "Oh, hey there, lass. How are you faring this morning?"
I'm okay. Just punched a wall.
What? What in heavens for? Why would you punch a wall?
Well, I was trying to go through it.
Well, that's not something that I would definitely recommend doing.
Just admits that I was trying to go through the wall.
You should be a little bit more careful when you're trying to go places. Oh, jeez, look at that giant bruise on your hand. You should be careful. You might have like a broken bone or something. Let me get you some ice for that, dear. And she hurries off to the kitchen and returns momentarily with a rag wrapped in ice. And she says, "Here you go, lass. Did you want a pint of ale for to know the pain?"
I'll be fine.
Okay, wonderful. Well, we're relatively busy here. Was there anything I could get you for breakfast?
Is there anything that... Oh, would my character want anything? What do you got?
She says, well, your usual. We've got of course, the good old breakfast stew, which, as you know, has your good old hearty biscuits and gravy, some different things, potatoes, of course, sausage, the usual. We do have grits. We've got let me see here. She grabs a menu. Eggs, sausage. What are you in the mood for? What do you fancy? I could probably whip something up. Out of character, I know how much of a difficult decision this is. Sorry. Oh, that's funny.
I'll take your soul. This is what you get for making me decide.
Somebody sits down next to you and says, "I'll have your usual, miss."
I'll have his food.
Oh, okay. All right, great.
Not what he's having. I'll take his food.
Yeah.
All right, wonderful. I'll go ahead and do 2 of the farmer's specials. I'll be right back, sweetheart. And I know it's very troubling times. By the way, she's got like half a foot in the kitchen, half a foot out, and she's looking at you as she says this. She just says, "These are relatively troubling times, and I'm sure this must be very disheartening news to you. But let me go ahead and grab that. And this time it's on the house, given the circumstances." And with that, she goes into the kitchen. Let's pan back over to you, Mike, because I don't have anything else to add to this story scene.
Pan.
Yeah, Izzy reluctantly goes with him.
Okay.
But nonetheless.
Okay, wonderful. So with that, you gotta lose this accent here. With that, you make your way back over to the balcony with Damascus, and he said he points out to where you know to be the main city square, and he says, "Do you see that over there? Those in the center of the city there, where the main tree is."
Do I see that?
You would obviously see this. Yes, I'm not even gonna roll for this.
Okay, good. All right. What am I supposed to be looking at?
Well, let's take a bit of a walk down there, shall we? And with that, you see him jump off of the balcony, and he starts running along the rooftops. Do you follow?
How far apart is the nearest rooftop?
It's literally like basically a few, I'd say about like a foot away from the balcony, but underneath of it.
Oh, so not bad.
No.
Yeah, I guess I just kind of like, not acrobatically, more like a man with stilts, stepping across from rooftop to rooftop.
Okay. I mean, unfortunately, I can't let this go without some sort of check roll.
It's gotta have some.
I just let you do it for free.
Athletics.
Yeah,
It would have to be athletics, definitely.
yeah. I mean, there's nothing else that this would be. It is an athletics roll. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll that. Luckily, you do get that D6 there. So let's figure out what is happening to your situation.
Oh, that's D.
Oh, hey, look at that. You got a 4. All right. So, yeah, with that, you are easily able to navigate across these rooftops and follow him. You make your way over to where he has stopped, which is one of the rooftops that is overlooking the central circular part of the city, the city. I don't want to call it City Hall. What is the center of a city called? There's a word for this.
City Square. City Square.
Thank you. Yes. So to the main city square, in the center of this conglomerate of buildings, you do have on the far right your alchemy lab, where that Mr. Greenbottle works. To the left, you have off in the distance Segwid's shop. Closer to the back, you do have, of course, the well where you did help the children rescue their turtle and the doll, but not necessarily you, more so helping Segwig fend off that snake there. But in the deadpan center of this, deadpan center of this city square, you do have a tree that you've seen quite a few times. However, this tree is a relatively huge maple blossom tree, and you can see that while the blossoms are not in full bloom, you can see that the maple leaves are in full production, and you do see that there is bits of course, maple syrup leaking down off of the tree onto the ground below, and at the very top parts of the branch, you do see it does look like somebody has taken a blade and cut the tree branches into kind of a what I would like to call it's not really a fork, because it's missing the two middle prongs, but I would say more kind of like if you were to take a pitchfork and cut off the two middle prongs, kind of in that sort of formation. More like a wishbone. I think a wishbone would be the best accurate description here. You see that basically they filed off the branches here, and they have formed kind of a wishbone formation here. And from that wishbone, you could see that there is two ropes that have been tied to either side of the wishbone. And as your eyes kind of follow down the wishbone where you see that Damascus is pointing, you see hung from that rope on each side of the wishbone is the two tieflings. Now, this is not just the only troubling sight that you do see here, is that the tieflings have been hung up from this tree. But worst case, you notice their mouths first. And you can see that jutting out of each one of their mouths is a barbed tail. So you can tell that their tails have been forced down their throats. And even more disturbing from this is what has been painted across each one of their bodies. And it's actually been done in such a way where each word has been plastered on each one of them individually to form a full sentence. And on one, you can see the word tainted. And on the other one, blood. And Damascus looks to you, and he says, since they were, of course, under your roof, you can see the urgency of the situation now. Correct?
And Izzy starts stroking around his mouth, on his lips, just mostly his bottom lip. And he then takes a moment. He looks around. Do I see people?
Yes. Yes, you do see that in the dim morning light. You see that below, of course, not up next to the tree, because of course nobody wants to get maple syrup on them. You do see kind of forming a kind of a semicircle around this tree is currently basked in torchlight as people are kind of observing the situation and murmuring amongst themselves as, of course, everyone has to go past this area to set up their morning shops and things of that nature. But currently, you do see that people are murmuring around amongst themselves, and you do see that city guards and paladins are now kind of breaking their way through the crowd to, of course, try to cut these individuals down so that, before it gets too early in the morning. So yes, that is currently the situation that you see before you. But you guys are up on the higher parts of the rooftop, so nobody has necessarily noticed you currently.
As you no doubtedly have observed, I'm a practitioner of the arcane arts. Yes? You've observed this?
Well, yes. That's, I'm an observant individual, so yes. Yes, I have noticed that.
At this point, he's actually wringing his hands. Slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I may be in possession of the gifts of the dead. Do such things offend you?
If you are thinking about bringing back my fallen brethren, I strongly advise you not to. I think that at this point they are, as much as I hate to say it, in a better place. If that is what you are implying in this situation.
I was. I find that such means could supply such answers as to help us find the murderers. But I will respect your wishes.
It is best to honor the dead, at least my friends especially, in this specific situation. At this point, I merely wanted to show you that the only reason why I have brought you out here is to show you that this city, it is not welcoming to those such as myself. And while this is a very disturbing and very troubling situation, I have heard talk around town that something like this is not uncommon. I think that my main reason, I feel as though maybe I might be overstepping my bounds in our current relationship, as I know we are still, for the most part, mere strangers. But I would at least hope to feel as though I can confide in you. Would you say that this is the case, Izzy, or am I maybe reading too much into this situation?
Well, us outsider types, we need to stick together. As I stand up straight in my full height for just a moment and observe his reaction.
I think he gives a bit of a half smile and he says, I guess I was right in surmising that you're not necessarily a full-blown gnome. Too tall for one. But thank you for reconfirming my assumptions.
And then I go back down to my normal squatted, crouched.
Can we take a quick pause here? I just want to say, I feel like when you did that, there was definitely some sort of audible crack of your back. Like, I just want, editor, can we add in some sound effects, like, right then, of just some, like, good cracks?
His back just suddenly flops over backwards. His back broken.
He's,
Yeah.
and I think
the knees popping, the back cracking. Yeah.
I think it's audible enough that I think that Damascus adds on to this. He says, I know that you must hide your form and etc. But may I just recommend, that must be terrible for your posture. That's definitely going to catch up to you one of these days. Maybe down the line you may want to rethink your illusions, if you will.
And I go on my knuckles.
Oh, God.
And I walk using my arms
oh,
for a moment.
This is worse.
My arms.
This is actually somehow worse.
Very Nightcrawler style. And I say, I used to walk like this, but it seems to draw even more attention than I even would if I walked normally. And I go back to crawl.
If I may be so inclined, perhaps at a more appropriate juncture, I can teach you how to cast some illusionary magic on yourself. That I think that would be greatly beneficial to yourself if that is something that could interest you in. But of course, I do not want to.
I would appreciate that. I would appreciate that.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, let us not dally here on such a grim scene. I only merely wanted to bring you over to this situation so that you.
Well, I did have a point of business. Where do I start? Before going to bed last night, I was visited by a vision. Perhaps we could go back to my room and talk further more about this when I can actually show you. And can we go back to the hotel?
Yeah, we'll say that you guys make your way back. And transitioning back over to Sedgwick. Whoa, where'd this weird accent come from?
We're going to segue. We're going to segue to Cedric.
Yeah, segue to Sedgwick. So Sedgwick, at this current moment, you, of course, are icing your hand. Is there anything else that you do in this room in the current moment?
Not really, no.
Okay.
He's like, damn, I'm disappointed in you.
No. You're fine. I think that I'm assuming you're heading back up to your room.
I mean, I may as well at this point.
Okay. I think that you have, as you're about to mount the stairs up back to your room, you have a hand grab hold of you and kind of tap on your shoulder. As you turn around, you see that Mr. Greenbottle is looking at you, and he says, "Do you have a moment, my friend?"
Sure, I guess.
I'm sorry to bother you, but have you?
Is this about the murder stuff that I've been hearing about in the tavern?
So you have heard about the current endeavors.
I've heard rumors.
Yes, yes. Well, I just wanted to kind of clarify with you. I know we had built a little bit of rapport over some darts, and I hate to bother you on such times, as I'm sure that you are getting ready for your day. But I just wanted to let you know that in lieu of recent events, I wanted to just at least let you know that we are going to be relocating our shop. And I wanted to make you aware that we are going to be, I think, relocating over to the. I think currently, I think we're going to be going ahead and transitioning over to the city of Von Dun, which, of course, is the Dwarven city surrounded in the mountains, of course, on the far peninsula of the land of Atoa. I don't know. I don't currently have any business cards ready, but if you ever make your way over to Von Dun, I just wanted to let you know that that is where I think I'm going to be moving to. Things in this city have just gotten to be a little unpleasant.
Deadly?
Yes, that too. That extremely. So I just wanted to. I didn't want to, of course, dash off without letting you know where I had went. I had saw that you were awake as I did, so I figured it would be good to let you know what was going on.
Okay, I'll if I can, I'll try to let my partner know.
All right, wonderful.
At least I think he's my partner. I'm not too sure what he is.
Oh yes, the tall, short, creepy one who follows you around the big billowy cape and giant staff. Yes, yes, I've had the pleasure of meeting them as well. I think I was actually yep. I was the one who tended to their venom bites earlier. Yes. He's a good chap. He's a good chap. I think he's one of the good ones. But I tell you, are you planning on sticking around this city for a while?
I mean, I sort of work here, but so probably.
Okay, wonderful. Well, if it's not too much to ask, I don't know, I hate to leave parting quest for people, especially when I don't really have any sort of form of compensation to give you. But before I headed out, I don't know. You're an Atlantean, correct? I've heard about your kind before, correct?
I am. Not many people recognize us.
As a traveling merchant, and especially as a dark elf as myself, I've come across a few of your kind before. Very good people, very good people. But I wanted to leave this parting information with you if you have the time. A few nights ago,
it's about 12:30. It's about 6 o'clock.
He checks the pocket watch. He's like, yes, actually it is. Oh, good. That's good. Some good internal memory. Is this a special skill of the Atlanteans? I didn't know that they have internal clockwork. Anyways,
I had to.
In any case, I just wanted to impart with you a bit of information. You see, yesterday evening, before I was about to close my shop, and as I was tending to your friend, I had the displeasure of having a rock go through my window. And while normally I would let the authorities know about such matters, it seemed to be more of a targeted personal situation. So I know that they won't do anything about it. It basically, it was a note strapped to this rock that basically said that my kind is not welcome here. And I'm not one to, of course, press the knife, nor am I one to not take a hint, especially with the matters that have gone on in Town Square this morning. But if you hear anything, I know that your folk are pretty well acquainted with sending the proper message. I just worry about the lesser folks of this city, who may not have an easier way, such as myself, to reestablish or uproot But if you do hear anything about that, or maybe who was specifically targeting my shop, I would appreciate maybe just giving them one for me. Would that? I don't know if I could trouble you with such endeavors, though.
I'll see what I can do. No guarantees I'll be able to figure it out who it was, but
Well, definitely, if you are able to, make your way over to Von Dunn and let me know of the news. If so, I will find ways to thank you in perhaps some decent new wares for your travels.
okay.
And with that, he bids you adieu and leaves out of the tavern. What do you do now?
Well, I think I'm gonna try to continue my way back upstairs.
And another NPC stops you. He's like, "Excuse me, sir."
Excuse me. I'm lost, good sir.
Have you heard of our Lord and Savior?
Excuse me, adventurer. There's a random thief going around the city. Could you help me?
No, it's just excuse me.
Nope. It's literally, listen.
Would you like to come with us to throw rocks through people's windows that we don't like?
Someone just throws an entire job board of quests at you. They're just like, "Excuse me, sir. I have this huge list of quests. Can you please take care of this?"
No.
Gosh darn it! I guess
Small
I'll.
voice say.
I guess
I'll.
I'll.
Small voice say, "Hey, listen!" And you're like, "Oh God, no, run!"
I think with that you see this high elf who has this huge list of quests that have not been completed. Goes like, "Oh, okay, no to worry about it. I'll find somebody else." And they walk over and they slap it onto a dwarf's table. He says, and it just pans away.
This is your problem now.
So, anyways, you make your way back upstairs, and I think at this point, given the time constraints, it only takes you a few moments, Izzy, to get back over to the main square, or not to the main square, but back to your room, and to the room's balcony.
From the main square, yes. And then I gesture as we come in. Before we come in, I stop him and I gesture to the mirror. And I have it propped up, and I have it turned away from really much of anything, and it's got scribbles across it.
I'm sorry.
Dear sir.
I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. This is the DM speaking. Wait, what about scribbles? Excuse me. What about scribbles?
I told you I dipped my fingers on my solution.
Yeah, he
and I
used
scribbled
some
across the surface of the mirror.
He used runes to try to prevent anything from coming through. I just turned my mirror around.
Oh, okay. So you put.
I contaminated the image.
Okay. So you just
That is
drew. You just kind of drew on the mirror.
Yeah, I just made it gross. You know,
okay.
I could, because usually these things, it's my understanding that they require a pure surface. So it's no longer pure; it's gross.
And for me, they just can't see anything to begin with. So
You just pointed towards the toilet.
they just come out into the toilet.
But yeah. So then I stop him and I go, "That good sir, would you mind? What is your opinion of that beer?" I'm checking him. I'm seeing if he can figure out without me giving him any details.
You really are forcing me to figure out where the hell I put his character sheet, aren't you? Clicks on buttons frantically.
Clicks on buttons frantically. Go on, do it. Go on.
Oh, hey, that's good to know. My internet bills do. Anyways, thank you. Thank you for that. Anyways, so I literally that is great. Because of this stupid banner on this website, I literally cannot go back on the webpage. Good job, internet company. You're doing great work. You're doing God's work. as they say. Let me see if I can just reload the page. I like how it's like, if you already made a payment, please ignore this notice. I can't ignore it. It's literally all over my webpage. Editor, please feel free to cut this out. I'm just annoyed because I can't seem to access the website that I need to access. Do you see what you have done to me, Mike? This is what you have done. All right. Well, I guess that website's completely unusable right now. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, nope, I don't have his character stats, so please definitely stop bringing up things that require me to do character stats. Stuff.
I'm gonna punch him.
So I'm just gonna have him do an arbitrary roll with let's go with the D20. Yeah, there we go. Perfect stat. Okay. So
are we supposed to take this guy on adventures with us if he doesn't have stats?
All right, well, that's the price you pay. NPCs, anyways. I mean, he had stats, but just not anymore. Anyways, enough of this conversation about stats. So anyways, moving forward, he says, yes, it looks like a mirror, and it looks like, from what I'm observing here, it looks like you smudged some sort of liquid on it. Why is it green? What is this green liquid that you've smudged on this mirror?
Just red green color.
That, my dear sir, is a portal. I was observed last night before bed, and I give him a description of the scene I saw.
Interesting.
I'm just walking by and I'm just like, hey, you too? Yeah, great times. I just continue walking.
Segwig, good friend. Come. There's much to discuss. Everyone drags you into this room.
Yeah,
it's
we all
inescapable plot line.
They just reach. You just see this long, slender man arm reach out the door and just go around his shoulder and drag him in.
So yes, as we were catching up, yes, seems like you have shared this as well. Then let me take a look here at this mirror. Let me take a look, and he kind of lifts it up and drops it and breaks it, and there goes that plot.
He's
line.
actually the BBEG.
No. In all seriousness, though, he picks it up and he takes a look over it, and he says, well, I'm no practitioner of the arcane arts.
The arcane arts? He just said he's a practitioner. He did a drink.
And I mean, not to, of course, your level, Izzy, but I mean, I wouldn't necessarily, at least from what I am observing here, this doesn't look to be a portal. I mean, it looks to be your standard mirror. And you're sure you weren't, you didn't have one too many drink or anything, my friend? Both of you together, one big ale.
I never touched the stuff.
Okay, well then.
I say, like, grab one of my tinctures out and take a sip of something gross. Put it back. Looks like those are two floating in it.
Yes, I agree with you as he eyes the concoction suspiciously. In any case, that at least rules out my first theory. So I suppose my second theory, if it's not a portal, because usually portals have very high staticky energy that you can feel on them at any given time, I suppose this may have been used to scry on you. Are you guys familiar with scrying magic?
Well, of course.
And what about you, Izzy?
Izzy does not seem like he's too acquainted with it.
As an Atlantean, I just like to think that we were the ones that had it like first or something, and just like it's how we like contacted each other, just casually.
Sure, that's canon now. So
I mean, Atlanteans are supposed to be advanced.
I'm not denying you here. I'm just saying, sure, that could be canon.
Well, how you said it sounded like you were just like, okay, thanks for railroading me.
No. I'm just agreeing with you. Why is everyone reading into my sentences today? Anyways, moving forward.
I'd like to read something else with you.
Yeah. So with that being said, he continues and he says, yes, this. I'm sorry. Was somebody typing? Did I need to give you a few moments to finish typing your notes? I don't know. I don't know what that was. Anyways, editor, feel free to edit out whatever that weird audio was.
I was quietly fingering a wrapper.
Okay, yeah, that's not quiet at all, my friend. That was very loud.
I love that both of us could hear it.
I was just going for some Skittles, that's all.
No, you gotta mute that microphone if you're gonna be doing all that. You know where the mute button is. Please mute Mike if that is the case. So anyways, my goodness, I have lost my train of thought. Editor, please edit out that whole thing. So, he takes a look at this mirror for a few moments and he says, I would imagine that at this point it would be some sort of scrying magic, but I can never say for certain since scrying magic does not leave a trace because that is how it's intended. But outside of that, I mean, who was scrying on you, from where, why? These are all questions, of course, I would not be able to answer. And unfortunately, even if we took this to a high-ranking official in magic or the arcane studies, I don't believe that they would be able to tell us anything either, just due to how the nature of that magic is. But that's what I would go with.
He's just kind of scratching at his beard, not beard, but his beardless chin a little bit.
So, Sedgwick, I know that you have come into our conversation a little bit after the fact. Are you abreast of the current situation in that is going on right now in Center Square?
Something about murders, demons, and something or other.
I think at this point it is easy enough to see the commotion going on from the torches and et cetera, et cetera. So he just kind of guides you over to the porch and points in the direction of the city. I'm not even going to make you roll for that. You are able to, especially with your dark sense and things of that nature, you are able to see out that far and see the site that I have described prior. And he says, as you can see.
It's a good thing you had me succeed anyways, because I decided to roll a notice check to see if I would notice, and I failed it.
Yeah. So he says, as you can see, that this is the current situation that we are presented with, and at this current juncture, I suppose. As much as I hate to get involved in these sorts of things, I feel as though I was at least taking it upon myself. I don't know if Izzy is going to be involved in this situation or not, but to at least try to figure out what has happened in regards to this endeavor. I don't know what you guys are currently planning on doing at this current juncture.
Well, as I said as we were coming back, I had a few things on my mind. And one of them, of course, was this mirror situation. But the other one was, the way I see it, I am not of the physical persuasion, and I don't think that Sedgwick, if correct me if I'm mistaken, but I don't see you as a close-range fighter either.
Yeah.
Am I mistaken in this?
I've got a little bit of skill in it, but definitely not my strong suits.
And I'm eyeing our tiefling friend. Does he still have his sword on him?
He unstraps it from his back and throws it out the window. He says, "Well, I'm not either, unfortunately." No. He...
Well, you cannot. Well, you're implying, sir. And he throws a dagger. He's got a battle axe. He's got some thrown axes. He's unstrapping armor, tossing it out the window.
He takes his gun out of its holster, throws that out too. Like, well, won't be needing that. Takes all the years of studying at the arcane university, dumps that out. Someone down below is like, "Hey, are you gonna need that?" "Not where I'm going, adventurer. I'm going where the wild things grow."
Florida?
Walks away into the distance.
Florida?
Florida.
No, that's where the orange things grow. No, the wild.
I mean,
yeah.
orange things could be wild as well.
Orange things. Are we talking about a certain Trump?
No, we're talking about oranges. Which is their fruit. So, anyways,
I thought that was Georgia.
no, it's Florida too.
But to get back onto the train.
Yes, he has a giant cloud style claymore on his back that because I have no other frame of reference to describe the diameters of this sword. So yeah, he taps it gingerly. Says, "Well, I mean, I have trained in the ways of the blade, if you will, but I prefer, of course, my brewery over brawling, but I know how to defend myself. Something that, unfortunately, you can't really get away from when your father is a lead guild member of 5 taverns and 6 fighting arenas. There's a reason why his taverns are the best in town.
Well, that all sounds very daddy. So I was wondering.
I'm sorry, time out.
Did you just say that all sounds very daddy?
I'm sorry, I heard dandy and
fine,
dirty.
Dandy. Fine and dandy.
Okay, thank you
It all
for
sounds fine and dandy.
thank you for re-clarifying that for the recording, because I definitely was going to have to re-edit that. Thank you. Continue.
I heard
What do
daddy.
you think I said?
I heard dirty
Daddy?
and dandy, which I was pretty sure.
Dirty dandy?
Dirty
I mean,
dandy.
what's wrong with that?
And apparently Smokey heard daddy, so we just needed some clarification all around the table.
Well,
That's
hey,
all
look, I'm
fine.
channeling Ozzy, okay? I'm channeling Ozzy. I need subtitles, okay?
You need subtitles in vernacular. We need some hooked on phonics here. Anyways, continues.
Mother fudge.
So, we could use a third. I'm sure that would get the work done more quickly and safely. And then we would have time to look into these cases of blatant hatred. Well, you see, we've already been tasked with figuring out the source of these here, and he's gesturing towards the cracks again. These here,
Which are glowing in
no.
the early morning light, and it's kind of radiating brightly across the city and lighting it up in a very purplish aurora. Sorry, I just wanted to add some fun descriptions.
I have already sent 2, how you say, minions to investigate last night. And I do not know if they had any success, but that was going to be my morning exercise. Would you care to join me?
Of course.
And I look to Cedric, and I look to our tiefling friend.
Well, I was more hoping to take some closer looks at these cracks. Because I want to try to figure out what's making them glow like that. And see if it can be used.
Oh, well, we could do that while we are on our walk. Yes, I don't see why we could not.
Get off my buns.
Are you in, Sir Tiefling?
Yes, I mean, so you're saying that you think that somehow the correlation of these hate crimes, I mean, let's just call them what they are, and these purple cracks in the ground are somehow tied together, or do you think that we're just going to kind of take care of this through like a little to-do list of the adventures and endeavors for this morning?
Well, all things considered, I up until recently did not know of this.
Can I throw a chair out the window?
I tend to keep...
There is no chairs. There's no chairs in this room.
Just randomly.
Hey, it's becoming something that I've got to do every time I'm in a in room.
Yes, there was that one time that I, the DM,
Look, throw the
regrettably.
mirror. Throw the mirror.
Yes,
There is a mirror in this room.
Then I'm throwing the mirror.
Give me a throwing
In
roll.
mid-sentence, and we're talking, just whizzes by.
Yeah, just give me a throwing roll for that.
Okay. Okay, let's see.
The chaos is real.
So, a 1?
Wow, he hits me.
Not a natural 1.
Okay, so not a crit failure either. Not double ones. Okay.
Correct.
You know what? I'm still going to invoke my my interesting roll for that.
But that wasn't a natural 1.
Oh, I know, but I've realized how unrealistic having a natural 1 is going to be with double snake eyes. That's just we got to keep at it. We got to add some more in there. So, anyways, with a 1. Okay. So you toss this mirror out the window. And you hear a crash down below. Mid conversation, Izzy, you and Damascus are still talking. You see this. I'm just not even going to make you roll for this, but you do see that down below. You see this mirror get chucked out the window. And you hear a crash from down below, all of you. And you hear, by the 9! Who is throwing mirrors out the window? Ah, by the lords, I almost got killed! Who are you?
And he dons a black hood, a cloak, a batarang, and a belt. Who are you? He says in a deep voice.
He's a Minotaur barbarian. He's
and
a Centaur barbarian.
And does anyone take a look at this situation down below?
Oh, of course I am.
As you and Damascus, I don't know if Izzy is involved in this situation, poke your heads over the banner.
Oh, no, you know what? No, Izzy just, like, had a moment of, like, and then just kind of rolls his eyes and pretends like that didn't happen.
Okay. So with that...
He's like Adam's family. He's like Adam's family. You know what I mean? So, like, he's got to just acknowledge it for a second and then let it go.
So Damascus and Segwig, you both poke your heads out from over the banister, and you see you see one of the town guards, clad in, of course, the paladin armor of the city, looking at this glass that is mere inches away from him, and he looks up at you and he says, "What are you doing, citizen? Do you just normally throw giant glass things out of your balcony?" Actually, don't even answer that. Stay right there, sir. I will be right up. We're going to have a talk about this. You might have to pay a bit of a fine for endangering the population. And he starts making his way into the tavern.
As soon as he's not looking, I'm going to do a spider maneuver, and I'm going to kick my hands. I'm going to grab the roof, and I'm going to curl up onto the roof and just exit.
So
and I'm signifying for people to follow me.
Damascus says, I think that's our cue to leave, friend. And he hops off the balcony over onto the rooftops. What are you doing, Segwig?
Okay, I'll just immediately follow him.
Okay.
Without hesitation.
Can you give me a roll of athletics for that?
Oh, of course I can. I can't guarantee it'll be a good roll. Oh no! That moment when I fail and I land on my own glass.
Just dies Final Destination style on his own situation that he did to himself.
Oh god. I did fail though.
What did you get?
A 2.
Oh god.
Okay, so here's what happens. You I think for whatever reason, in your quickness to leave, I think you forget about height differentiation as far as to like the banister railing and you being, of course, this 5-something otter. And I think you try to keep up with Damascus's relatively more taller, more lankier gait as he like very Nightcrawler-esque jumps onto the banister, does a front flip, lands down. You got Izzy doing whatever the hell you described to you doing.
Spider, like I'm on all fours, dude. I am on all fours, spidering it.
Exactly, and I think you just get caught up in the excitement of the moment, and you hop up on the banister, but I think you lose your footing somewhere there. Now, while there is a medium-sized alleyway gap here between the roof and the banister does have kind of overlooked this roof, it is still a situation that somehow, if you don't do your footing right, you will fall forward in between of that gapping between the tavern and this other building. So I need you to give me an agility saving throw, please, to try and grab hold of the edges of this rooftop to correct your trajectory.
Oh, an agility? Oh, that's exciting.
Your dice are like, no, you must die now. It's Monday.
It's Monday. You threw a mirror. How dare you break a mirror that's 7 years past luck?
It doesn't matter if it's in a fantasy world. It's
how does an 11 sound?
Okay, yeah. With that, you are able
That's
to
a raise.
to
That's an entire
like it was intentional. It was intentional.
Yeah, you're able to grab hold of the
flip myself around.
Yeah, well, you describe to me how you do this. Yeah.
As I'm falling, I just use the balconies, like the momentum of me falling, to flip myself into a full flip onto the other rooftop.
Yeah, and I think you do that cool parkour forward roll. You always got to end with a nice forward roll. All right, wonderful.
3 point stand, yeah.
Just as everyone turns away from me, I just brush myself off. Well, that was close.
You hear a small crowd of people who have been watching this entourage of bullshit going on just give a small little, and then walk away.
One of them going, my leg, because he stepped on the glass.
Oh yeah. There's already a street sweeper out, and not the machine, the person with the job title street sweeper comes by and takes care of this hot mess. Anyways.
So, how long is it until that guard gets to the room?
Half past bullshit. So with that being said, we're gonna keep it pushing.
Half past bullshit?
With everything said, you guys meet up onto a roof that is further away from this tavern. I think Damascus kind of stops after sprinting over these roofs in a very cool anime style for a few moments, and he just says, "So where are we going first? Do we have a direction on what we're doing right now? Now that we're away from whatever happened back there." You probably should segue. Can I just make a small point moving forward? Please don't throw things out windows. It's causing issues.
Throw things out windows. Got it.
Anyways, I digress. So what was our point of action?
To him asking that question, I just kind of make a silent gesture with my cape and my hand down towards the cracks, and I draw a line, and I'm trying to see if I can see any signs of my undead.
Why don't
or they may have passed.
Why don't you?
On your perception roll.
No, this is not a perception roll. So, what this is going to be is a.
I might be able to track the arcane trail, maybe.
So, why don't you let me tell you what roll it's going to be?
Okay.
Anyways, so this is going to be an arcane knowledge roll. Okay. So, you do have a D6 in that.
There's got to be a way that liches keep track of their undead. That would be a hot mess.
Yeah.
That would be.
That's what I'm telling you what that is. You're doing an arcane check to try and track them down. So anyways, let us figure out, this needs 2 D6s. That's fun. I'm going to throw in a good old Rick dice into this and You know the randomness that
Ooh,
happens with
chaos.
that.
Little chaos,
Just
yeah.
a small chaos. Luckily, the Rick dice did not help you at all. I got a 1 there. But luckily, my good, beautiful purple dice that are DM approved, you got a 6. So I'll just re-roll that for you. Ooh, you don't want that roll. That's better. Okay. So you got a 1 there for that again, and I was like, what's happening? Anyways. So with that, you are able to. Here's what I'll say: you were able to find the trail of magic, the aura of magic that your zombie folk leaves. It's kind of like almost like a faint green energy, very faint in the wind. But if you've ever seen like how like video games and stuff do that kind of like scent trail, if you're trying to kind of like track something, it's kind of like that. Like you just see it kind of rustling along the wind in this kind of green hue that really is only perceptible to the advanced of the arcane. Do you follow it, or what do you do?
I'm following it with my fingers. I'm following it with my fingers and hand.
It goes.
What does it seem to lead? What does it seem to lead?
Okay, so what you could tell currently from your vantage point, it does seem to go away from City Square, okay? It goes away from City Square, and it does kind of seem to go towards the far back right of the city. Give me just 1 second. Let me see if I can give you a bit of a better answer than that. See here,
and I'm saying all this out loud.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm whispering all this out loud.
I'm trying to
muttering
see.
it, in fact.
Do we have? You know, we should. We should definitely have one of those somewhere. And if we don't, well, then that's just concerning.
If we don't, that's just bad programming.
Give me uno momento. So you do see that it actually seems to lead over to one of the old churches, but it kind of juts around into a dark alleyway somewhere, closer to the side of town, to the far, I would say like northeast, kind of perpendicular from where your house is. Your house is on the other side of town. This one's on the opposite side of town of that. But it does kind of seem to go into an alleyway, and you can't really see further from that, but closer to where the church.
Was there 2 of them, or did they merge into one?
No, you just see the one.
Just see the one. All right. I mutter all of that so that my comrades can hear that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say, we shall start with the cracks. I don't know what you have planned there, Cedric, but I hope it's better than throwing a mirror out the window at a guard.
Yeah,
He kind of gives a cold smile to that. Like that's his attempt at a joke and light humor. And then his expression just drops, kind of creepily. And then he kind of crawls off like a spider and then does this little jump, then he straightens his body out like a stick and just descends.
Descends to where? Where are you descending to?
Down into an alleyway, a dark alleyway.
Okay.
Off the side of this building.
All right. Damascus kind of shrugs at you, Segwig. He says, "I guess we're following him."
Yes.
All right.
Just hoping to find out if that purple stuff had any like properties that could be useful to us.
Well, it does seem like they're everywhere in this city, so I'm sure we won't have any issues finding those. Well, I guess
off we go. Off we go.
I guess I'll make my way down, and I think Sekowig chops down and follows.
And of course, so do I.
Okay. So tell me, what are you trying to like? Where are you trying to go? This is just me, the DM, asking. Like, where are you following where that trail leads? Are you just going up to one of the cracks? Like, are you going to the church? Are you going
crack
to the
and then the trail. The crack and then following the trail.
Okay. Yeah. You.
So the nearest crack to the trail.
Okay, that's fine. So, with that being the case, you guys hop down on an alleyway. in kind of pretty far at this point away from the center of town. And you kind of walk up to one of these cracks. It's one of the bigger cracks that seems to kind of have separated a good bit of the cobblestone walkway and even some of the sidewalk. And you do see that there is some of the buildings have been affected in this area by it, but not too much. Like you do see like one building has like a chunk of brick missing from where this crack has kind of swallowed it up, but nothing too extensive. What are you trying to do here?
Well, I was hoping to figure it out to, like, see what kind of properties the, well, first off, see what the purple light, what's even creating the purple light
I'm going
itself.
to do an arcane check on that as well.
All right. Interesting. Okay, so are you both doing arcane checks?
I mean,
I suppose
I
we
think
are.
I'm going to support his arcane check, as I am not actually practiced today.
Okay. So, if we're doing a supporting role here, let's see here.
That would be me rolling my arcane, right? Then whatever.
Yeah. So how this? Yeah. So basically, how this works, I'm pretty sure, is you're gonna roll your wild card or your wild dice, not your normal one, and then that total will be added into his. I'm pretty sure how that works, and if it's not, I will research it later. So why don't you tell me what you got, and then I'll go ahead and roll on my side for Izzy. I hear a lot of rolling over there.
19.
Good lord. Okay, well, I guess I'll...
That's why there was a lot of rolling.
I see. Well, that's actually pretty wonderful because apparently Izzy does not know he got a 3 and a 2. So
that is, well, that's now, that's 4 raises upon a normal check.
So here's what I'll say. Okay. Here's what I'll say. Give me just one moment, because I was not expecting to go on this. And actually, that is a great place, everyone, to take a quick small break here, since we're at about the hour 30 mark. So we'll be back.
It's midnight.
Yeah, it is midnight. So guys, we're gonna take a quick break here. I'd say about like a 10-15 minute break, and we'll be back in a little bit for the conclusion of this episode. Thank you, everyone. Be back soon.
and making it
Well,
fly
there we
down.
go. Hold on. Shadow was saying that he couldn't hear anything, and I realized that there was a setting I needed to fix on my side. Sorry about that. I had fixed it for our non-audio listeners, but for those of us who are on screen. So, anyways, just to tune us back in, we are back. We're just currently taking a look as of right now at the crack in the ground, and Mike, do you want to just re-describe what you were trying to do while I look up this information?
Okay, I am using a cantrip version of my summon servant to summon a ladybug-sized, inky black servant to go down into the purple and relay to me what it's experiencing.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, so let's describe really quickly how the cantrips work, just for a quick refresher. As far as the cantrips go, you can cast a cantrip by spending 1 power point and making an arcane roll. And let's see, success means the desired effect occurs. Failure means that the power point is used up without an effect. And then, of course, critical failure is dealer's choice on my side. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and cast. You know what's interesting? Technically, you would have gotten all of your power points back because it has been a new day. So that's good.
Oh, yeah, it only takes an hour.
So the quick question, I suppose, is how many power points do you have normally? Do you remember?
I think it was
10. 10? All right, let's just double check here.
Because I opted to wear armor instead of getting more, so I have 10. And then I took extra spells, so then I had 4 spells instead of only 2.
Wait, you have 10? I think that's
10 power points.
I think that's what I have too.
Let's see here. Arcane background, 10 power points, and then
Wait, does the arcane background just give us 10?
the arcane background gives you 10, starting.
Oh, then actually I have more than 10.
Let's see here. Arcane background, sorcerer, 10 power points and 2 starting powers. New powers. You learn 2 new powers. I feel like you took an extra. I thought you got an extra 2 somewhere, but I'm not seeing.
Yeah, I have 4. I have 4 altogether.
4. Where did the 4 come from? The extra 4.
Because I had 2 from my free edge, and then I took extra to get 2 more. Otherwise, I'd have 5. But I have 1 less because the sorcerer is a little bit weaker than the arcane background.
Hermit Outsider. Was it under the Outsider thing? Or let's see here.
It's an edge. I took the edge. New powers.
New powers just gives you 2 new powers.
Yes. So I have that on top of the 2 that I get for my free sorcerer.
Oh yeah, no, I was just talking about your power points, not your powers. I don't care about your powers. I think it's just 10. Anyways, that's what I'm going.
Points, I just 10.
That's 10. That's what I was just double checking. All right, so we're just gonna stick with 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and if it is different, we'll 9, 10. We'll just.
No, it's 10.
Okay.
I almost took 15, but I wanted the armor.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, that's where that was coming from. Anyways, back on track. A little less of that. Anyways, so just back on track. We're all on the thing. All right, so you're gonna go ahead and use 1 power point, and let's go ahead and flip a coin on. Do you make it? Actually, should I just do a coin flip for that? That seems kind of fun instead of doing the arcane skill roll. That's fun, right? Right? We like that. Just pass, fail, 50-50 chance.
No.
The ratio's out of control.
I guess that was. It does me too out of control. What the hell?
It's everything is equal. I'm just gonna turn into freaking Two-Face. Anyways. Heads or tails. It causes explosions and mayhem throughout the city. Now, all right. Anyways, so you're gonna go ahead and roll your 2d6s in arcane. Actually, no. Is it
Mhm.
arcane? Yeah, it's an arcane check, right?
Yep.
Unless,
Yeah,
or
it's
do you
arcane
go
check, yeah.
occult? Or do you use occult? Pretty
No, I
sure.
go with arcane.
Or is it a spirit roll? I thought it was a spirit roll. Or is it actual arcane?
No, no, it's arcane.
Okay. I mean, technically these are all the same numbers, so this
Arcane
is just arbitrary.
Yeah,
Anyways.
that's what to sell. What to sell?
anyways. I'm sorry. Apparently, I need more coffee or something because I am falling apart here.
Oh, that. I don't know. Shit.
Anyways,
Maybe a rattle.
something. You got a 4, so you pass at what you're trying to do. Barely, but you do pass. With that being the case, yeah, you cast this little beetle. I'm glad that we did this huge song and dance for a beetle. Anyways.
Yeah, ladybug. Yeah, ladybug.
Oh, ladybug. Oh, specifically a ladybug, huh? Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
With glowing spots.
Oh, wow, the glowing spots too. Thanks, I hate it because I'm having a ladybug issue in my house. Anyways, all right, so
Wait, you're having an issue with ladybugs?
oh yeah, if you let
I
ladybugs
love
go,
ladybugs.
if you let them go unattended, they will infest your home. Fun fact.
But the only reason they'd be infesting is if you've got a infestation of aphids to begin with.
Look, we've got.
Ladybugs eat aphids. That's their main food source.
Oh,
Or at
probably.
least their younglings are.
Probably.
Which means you've got an aphid problem.
Well, there's probably a lot of problems with this house. Anyways, the magnifying glass away from my glass house. So
My
anyway,
glass house.
my glass house with bugs.
I vote to throw a rock.
So as you put your ladybug creature down, I'm assuming you here's what I'm gonna say. You kind of channel into its vision, and the ladybug starts to descend. And I'm just gonna say that it just flies down for simplicity purposes instead of crawling down, because that would take forever to narrate.
Yeah, this is use that 19.
Yeah.
This is going off that 19.
So as it flies down, first thing that you notice, okay, is that from its peripheral, you see the rest of its beetle-esque body, kind of you start to see its flesh, right? Like it's not, it doesn't have flesh. It's exoskeleton is the word I'm using.
No, this is literally a living shadow.
Yes, well,
creature.
Okay, well, shadow creature. Regardless, it seems as though that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Closest thing would be it's like ink.
Yes, no, I get it. Anyways, so as this creature's going down, what you do notice as it starts to kind of descend through this, what seems to be relatively huge, hugely, not huge, but deep, this relatively deep crack in the ground. You see this purple energy starts to kind of whoosh past it, and you see this shadowy body start to kind of take on the form of deteriorating flesh. And you start to see bits and pieces of it start to kind of flake off. And the further that it goes down, you start to see small parts of its body start to disintegrate. And then it gets like I'd say a good 100 feet down in the ground. And it doesn't appear to be leading anywhere. But right before, all you can see at this point is just purple blinding light. Right before this cantrip expires, you see what seems to be the crack ends, and then what seems to be some sort of room. But before it even gets to that point, because it's still like several thousand feet away, this thing just gets obliterated, and it is gone, and your arcane vision is cut off from it.
So, what you see?
Izzy takes a moment. What were you hoping to accomplish? Let me just ask that first.
I was hoping this would be able to improve my crossbow. That would be something that that I could dip my crossbow or bolts in.
Okay, what do you do with your crossbow?
Well, I was saying that's what I was hoping.
Oh, okay.
I still haven't actually heard what this is yet.
What would you say the sensation is here? Was that like fire? Was that like radiation? Like,
For that, I am going to have you do a separate arcane check. Would you like me to roll that for you?
Will he assist me again?
I don't know if I can assist with this one.
This is a personal.
It would not canonically make sense.
This is a personal experience,
okay.
so no assist. But I will let you roll arcane knowledge to see if you figure out what you roll.
All right.
You want me to roll that?
Did it seem necrotic? Did it seem darkness? Did it seem evil? Did it seem good?
You rolled a 4. So here's what I'm going to tell you with a 4. With a 4, you can't tell what school of magic this is, or, you know, like energy, or like what it is, right? But what you can tell is that with a 4, just using your common arcane senses, that creature that went down in there was obliterated. Your spell did not end, it was destroyed. That's what I'll tell you. You would have to give me better than a 4 to be able to get past that.
Are we under the distinct impression that you would be more likely to be destroyed than to benefit from whatever that is?
Here's the...
I wasn't going to go down myself. I was just going to lower the stuff down with some rope.
Here's what I'll tell you. If it was purely destroyed, you would know that it would have happened before that 100 feet. So you could surmise, based upon just a logical mind here, that it takes time. This is accumulated. So not entirely, but you would have to know more. Like, pieces of the information are missing here.
Okay, so I am going to... how far down...
I relay my experience to him.
Give me a notice check.
Well, as well as to our tiefling.
Yes, I understand. I understand. I was answering Smokey. Smokey, give me a notice check, please.
Okay, let me just be a...
Damascus. Oh, and while you're doing that, Damascus just kind of quickly interjects here, and he says, "This crack in the ground is troubling to say. I get weird senses from it. Are you picking up anything? A 5? Okay.
On both die.
Okay, I'll tell you what that does in response. Does anybody respond to Damascus? Because he's into his more so rhetorical musings.
Well, obviously this seems magical. That's about as much as I can say.
Okay. With a 5, staring into this purple crack, this aura of energy coming out of this purple crack, it's kind of like looking at a what I would say I don't even want to use the word like the purple like hue LED light bulbs, because that's not the experience here. It's kind of like the normal light bulbs, how they're kind of like bright, but change that to a purple hue. So it's hard to see into this without feeling like your retinas are burning, but you would surmise that this goes probably about 1,000 feet down into the ground.
Lights on.
Alexa, lights off. It turns off. Oh, fix it. I can see. Oh, good. We got the
Change lights to purple.
Change lights to RGB.
No,
turns into a rave in the city.
I just changed my lights to purple.
Oh, that's fun.
I mean, I gotta get into the spirit of this.
Yes, the spirit of looking at the purple light bulbs. Yes.
Well, what I was more or less hoping to find out was how like far down it was before like this stuff started affecting.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I share that with him.
Yeah. I think to answer that question, Izzy is able to surmise that's probably about 100 feet. But I think the general answer is you don't know specifically because that was an arcane beetle. I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, you could do
100 to the beetle, to the ladybug might be 5 feet to us.
or it could be like 1,000. You don't know. You really don't know. I mean, you can continue if you want to throw some more checks in here. Unfortunately,
so technically, I should have rope, right? Because you gave me the adventuring.
Oh yeah, you got like 50 feet of rope. It's no, I won't. Yep, only 50.
Whoa.
That was 100.
Well, now that
It might be
like a
is it?
clever
I thought it was
solution.
150. Most games it gives you 150.
I can answer this question, but
I began marking a rope. I
Because
began marking a rope in increments.
No, I was actually going to take one of my bolts and tie it to the rope.
Yeah, give me just a second. I'll answer this question for you.
Because that'll answer two different questions. When does it start? And
gear.
Well, we need the rope. We need the rope to be marked at distances so that we aren't guesstimating.
You know what's really funny? You want to know what's really, really funny?
What's that?
So, in this summary of your adventuring gear, it just says that you have hemp rope. It doesn't actually specify anything. So
I have 1,000,000 feet of hemp rope.
For that,
because I make bows.
I'm going to have to.
So I need rope.
Cat, could you kindly move somewhere else besides off my arm?
So Izzy is already marking increments of a foot onto a rope with the preparation of lowering it down to see when it starts to get affected.
Well, okay. Sure.
So how long is our rope then?
I'm trying to figure that out. Tell you what, let's just keep it simple. I'll just say 100 feet, just to keep it simple. And if it changes later, I'll change it. But for now, it's 100 feet of rope.
Okay.
Just to keep us pushing. So, what are you trying to do?
So the rope has been lowered 5 feet.
Oh well, that means
Okay, here's what I'll say.
That's his rope. I'm attaching one of my crossbow bolts to the rope, and then lowering it down. Not slow. Well, sort of slowly, but not.
Okay, so
as slowly as he is.
Okay, but you're not firing it from like your bow or anything, right? You're just lowering it.
Yeah.
All right. Here's what I'll tell you. This is just an immediate thing. As soon as either one of you try to put this rope down there, it just instantly vaporizes. It seems like
I look at him with this look of see.
It seems though like it didn't even get the 100 feet. As soon as it even touched the aura of this area, it was gone.
What? I believe that.
But tell you what,
fully explored.
Hold on. Tell you what. I'm gonna roll a pure d20. Okay. So here's what I will tell both of you. As you put your hands near the aura, okay? As you put your hands near the aura, you notice that the flesh on each of your hands goes away as soon as it touches the light, and it turns to kind of this zombie-ish kind of degrading flesh, and you can actually see like bone and sinew from your hands kind of passing through this light. There's no pain, there's no negative effect, and as soon as the rope disintegrates and you pull your hands away, they go back to normal.
Well, that's the cross energy if I ever seen it. Wow, okay. Well, now, that is quite interesting.
Well, it makes sense that I destroyed the rope then.
But interestingly enough, there was...
a chain.
Yeah, but I want to specify there was no damage to you individually as a person, just the rope.
Then it can't... I'm not sure what to make of this. Man, so I can't weaponize this.
The best description I can give, I feel just in case I'm failing at descriptions here.
Pirates
Thank
of the
you.
Caribbean.
Yep.
Copyrighted
Copyrighted music. No. Okay.
You know that the
Well,
Happy
no.
Birthday song is copyrighted?
So as
Hey,
as
this
he
is
said that this experiment has reached its limit, he kind of stands a little bit and flows his cape around like Dracula leaving a scene, and he pulls it up over his eye and he goes to follow the green trail, and he gestures for his comrades to follow him, and he's going to go follow the trail, the zombie trail.
the good old zombie trail. And by the way, I just wanted to let you know during that break, I do have stats for Damascus again. I got that issue fixed.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
My idea, though.
So is Damascus following me now?
Yeah.
I have made a very dramatic exit.
He's like, okay, Snape, and he follows you. You don't know what he means by that. You know who Snape is.
Snake.
Must be one of his friends or something.
And I just reply, blah, blah, blah.
All right, so where are you going from here?
Following the green trail.
The dream trail.
The dream trail.
The dream.
The dream trail, yes.
Good God, what's happening?
Dream SMP?
English, break it down.
Apparently. So as you follow this,
Manners make it men.
as you follow this arcane trail, this green kind of faint glow, it leads you to an iron gate at the end of an alley. It does look like this gate kind of course has like you see that it kind of does like one of those like fancy little like arches and kind of connects to the two sides of the alley. But you can see that this gate is locked. But it does look like, of course, like about 6-7 feet up, there is, of course, like a nice little ornate archway, and it just kind of keeps going over. It's basically just like an area that it kind of is closed off here. But there's walls on either side of it.
It looks like my dead past this point.
Give me a notice check. Oh, that's right. You can't do that. Sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I was just waiting dramatically.
Give me a notice check.
What is your notice sitting at? Oh, a D8. Ooh, okay. Gotta switch some dice here. All right. So with a 6, 12. Okay. So with a 15, here's what I'll tell you. You instantly spot that this trail does go upwards and over, and you see some tatters of some old fabric stuck at one of the cracks up at the top.
So it appears to be the humanoid,
Perhaps.
not the dog.
Perhaps so.
Unless the dog ate a human.
Right.
So I do want to mention, when you heard me say to my phone to turn on the lights, I was supposed to be muted right there, but apparently my headset didn't decide to mute.
Oh, that's concerning.
Yeah, that's proving even more to the point that I'm gonna need a new setup.
Yep. That is true.
Cedric of Damascus. Do either of you happen to have lock-picking skills? Or shall I handle this?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me pull up my character sheet real quick. And Damascus takes a look at his big book.
He touches his left boob.
I mean, technically, I possibly could destroy the lock.
Yeah, Damascus is like, yeah, no, this isn't unfortunately my specialty. I'm just a simple brewer's son.
Technically, I think
I spend another point to summon another small.
Well, hold on.
Well,
Hold on, Mike. So, I'm sorry, Smokey, you were getting overtalked there. What were you saying?
Turns out that I can't, because I mean, if we were still playing D&D, I would be able to.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to think of my what is this? The
Technically, anyone can give me a lockpicking skill. You'll just be untrained in it.
I'm sending in a minion, a little insect,
Okay.
to actually go and trigger all the pins and unlock it.
That will still be a lockpicking check.
Yeah.
It's still a lockpicking check, but here's what I will tell you. If you pass on your
arcane roll instead of using my arcane skill instead of.
Maybe. First, let's go ahead and use your PowerPoint. It depends on how generous I'm feeling.
Yeah.
All right. So,
But if he doesn't make it through, I do have a couple of other ideas.
All right. So let's take a look.
Using my spells.
Ooh, fun. All right. So arcane skill check roll coming up. Let's get you to figure out what is happening here. Ooh. Your dice are getting a little bit more risky each time. You got a 4 again, so you just passed your check there. You summon another beetle, and it scutters off of your arm and into this lock, and you hear it tinkering around.
I'm going to centipede this time.
Okay, a centipede. And you hear it tinkering around in the lock. So here's what I will... Let's see here. I'm going to flip a coin because I can't be decided. So let's say heads is good and tails is bad. And flip. Okay, tails is bad. All right, so here's what I'll say. I am going to say that it is an unskilled lock-picking roll. However, I will remove the negative penalty onto it. But it is just a D4.
Isn't that still technically a skilled?
It is.
The penalty was the unskilled.
Exactly. Well, it's a.
You just made it into a skilled roll.
Yeah, basically. Anyways, I am removing the wild dice off of this, so this is purely.
Technically, it wouldn't get a wild die anyways because it's not him himself, is it?
Correct. That's why.
So it wouldn't have a wild die anyways.
Exactly. I'm just describing what I'm doing. Anyways, got a 3 there. So you hear what sounds like a couple of clicks, and then it sounds like they got it, but then you hear a and the magic is gone. It is and as you look in there, the centipede has been skewered by one of the pins.
Oh, my face has stretched a little.
So I had one idea.
I'm playing hardball today. Ha ha.
I had one idea.
Okay.
But I can't really carry that one out in this because elemental manipulation doesn't work the exact same way that shape water does. Because of the fact that not inside objects, unless you're counting the keyhole as empty space, in which case.
I think Damascus...
and not actually inside of an object.
For the last few minutes, Damascus has been kind of looking around on the ground for something, and he says, hey, I found it! As you were kind of muttering to yourselves and turn your attention over to Damascus...
Well, I was more asking you.
Oh, go ahead, continue. What were you going to say?
That was... because I never got to try my idea, but it depends on if you're considering the keyhole to be technically inside of an object or just open space that happens to be surrounded by an object.
It would be inside of an object. Because it's an object within an object.
But it is also empty space that can be accessed through the outside.
What are you trying to do? And then
I was more or less gonna fill the keyhole with water.
Okay.
Using elemental manipulation.
What are you trying to do? Are you gonna freeze the water or something? What are you planning on doing?
Well, I was gonna freeze it. If that didn't shatter, it should have made a good cast of the key of the whole what it's needed to open it.
Okay. Cool. Give me an arcane check for that. Or give me a check. Give me a spell check for that, and then we'll go from there.
A casting roll of a D6.
And if that doesn't work, then Damascus is going to do his thing.
And since I am a main character,
You get to add that nice wild dice in there.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
Stay eyes.
that's a 3 as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you put the water in there, but for whatever reason, even though this is a shadow centipede, it seems to be taking a little bit longer for its body to disintegrate, since it hasn't been the full 6 seconds. Cat, can you please not sit on my dice tray? Okay, thank you. So, anyways, it just kind of, the water sloshes around, then kind of falls out. You get the bug out though.
Oh,
Well,
yes.
this will be clean for the next person.
Oh, yes. Doors.
What's
Ever
ironic,
the
though,
obstacle
is that this was
to the great adventuring party.
What's ironic is that this was a quart of water, so the rest of the quart of water was just outside of the lock.
Mm.
So what Izzy just said is, yes, doors, the ever obstacle to the adventuring party.
So, how's our
So,
friend over there doing
Damascus, yeah,
with
yes,
getting the
Damascus.
store open?
All right,
What's
so
Damascus
Damascus kind of steps forward. And he's like, "Can I take a look at it?"
Sure.
So
Absolutely, my friend.
you see that Damascus has in his hand what looks to be a stick, a small, tiny, toothpick-sized stick, and he goes over to the lock and he kind of jams it in there, and it's kind of like forcibly jams it in there into this lock, and then he picks up a rock, and then he hold on. He then takes this rock and smashes it against the lock, and you see this lock just explode into like hundreds of pieces. And then he opens the gate and he says, there we go. Just had to find the right size stick. After you." And he holds the door open for you guys.
Yeah, Izzy just kind of curls a brow and walks in and kind of just like slips him a high five,
Oh, okay.
like a low five.
He returns it.
I'm just annoyed because all I did was clean the lock.
I feel like you say this in character, and he responds. He's like, "Hey, as a part of the team, cleaning the lock is a very important job. I wouldn't have been able to do that if a bug stuck in there."
I do also gotta. Okay, so now that I'm actually starting to use my magic, let me see. So my staff gives me, my tattoo thing gives me just 5 and 8, right?
Something like that, I believe. Yes.
Okay, then that means that I am.
It's either
now down to
2 or.
I think it was either 3 or 5.
Let's see here.
Going forward, DM, I want to start looking for corpses. I want to keep an eye out for them.
Okay, you're in a city. You don't see any.
I know, I'm just starting to keep an eye out.
I don't see any. Okay, yeah, we'll keep that in mind. Let's see here.
Fresh graves, anything of the nature.
Let me see here. You get. It doesn't say it here, but I'll look it up. So, what are you guys currently doing?
Well, like I said, we're going through, following the trail, and I'm keeping an eye out for any corpses along the way. Rats, dogs, cats, badgers, raccoons, people.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys keep making your way through there. And you guys approach where this trail ends. You approach a what looks to be an old church. Welcome back, Shadow.
An old church.
Now, are we talking like, does this thing look like Gothic old, or are you talking about decrepit old?
No, it's just like it's the city's church. I mean, it's used on a regular basis.
Oh, okay.
It's just older styled Victorian Gothic style.
So
Okay, that was number one, yes.
Yes, the city's gonna really love us after this.
Oh, so, like, he doesn't know he should say this out loud or not. So he mutters to himself, "It seems my corpse wants to go to church."
But you see that I think that your arcane roll only goes so far. To answer your question, though, Smokey, I don't actually have an answer for you right now. For some unknown reason, I can't seem to find that information of where we put that. So I will give that to you, I guess, later. Let's just for right now, we'll say 5. If it needs to be changed later, we'll change it later.
The guy choked on a turkey bone, and I immediately rose him, and he's like, "I gotta get to church."
No, so we're gonna go ahead and roll another arcane check to see what new information is, because there's only a certain amount of time frame traveling that I'm gonna let you bank on one roll. Okay. Ooh, 12. Okay. So here's what I'll tell you. You're able, after the trail pauses for a few moments, you look around, and you can then see that this trail resumes around the building. But it looks like there was just kind of a pause here. Or like they're around the back of it.
All right, I put my hands behind my back, and I just kind of, casually and with a little whistle, stroll around the back of the church.
Okay, Damascus follows.
I guess still looking for corpses.
Segwig, what are you doing?
I mean, obviously, I'm following in.
Okay.
I mean,
I just was curious.
Well,
all right, you guys all follow around.
My good fellows, it would seem that my minion has a thing for churches. Let us go around back and see what exactly is going on here. And like I said, now I'm whistling and walk around the back.
And with that, you guys make your way to the back, where you now see not a grave site, but you do see that the trail stops around back of the church at what looks to be some sort of door that kind of looks to go somewhere, but you imagine downward since you don't see any structural buildings on top. But it does seem to be like a door that does seem to it's facing towards like this kind of rolling expanse of hills towards the back of this courtyard. And it's encompassed by, of course, a gate, but this gate itself is open, and this structure is kind of like the only way I can describe it is like an above ground crypt. You know how they have like the box formation, but you do see that is the only thing here instead of your traditional grave cemetery. It just seems to be this cobblestone square room with the door on it. And this door is also open. But it seems to be broken open.
Oh,
well, this is suspicious.
Yes, I would say, Secret. Damascus, I hate to ask this of you, but could you lead the way from here on out? For the time being?
I'll be honest, Chief. I'm just a simple brewer's son. Tell you what, I'll guard the rear, though. I'm not a big fan of crypts.
Again, am I not seeing any like freshly dug graves or anything?
No, it seems as though there's no graves, no crypts.
That seems very suspicious.
That door,
and people might have died, and interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
Maybe
no animals, no dead animals. Even?
No, it's strange. It's very strange. Tell you what, give me a notice check. Let's get a notice check up in here. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
now,
let's
see.
make it official. Yeah.
Let's do some actual official rolling on the good old board. Ooh, okay. Yeah, you're definitely very suspicious. You got that 6. We got a 5. All right. So here's what I'll tell you. It's almost unnatural that after this devastation, there's no bodies. You even looked in the traditional alleyways where you would see like dead animals, and you even took a peek in the sewer grates because they kind of get stuck in there sometimes. Nothing. It's almost as if this area has been just picked clean of dead bodies or something.
And again, you say there was only one trail.
Yep.
Very peculiar. Damascus, Cedric, come closer, my friends. I don't want to say this too loud, Zoe. And I explained that situation to them. That there doesn't seem to be any corpses of any kind, even perhaps insects and etc. It seems very abnormally clean of corpses.
Damascus responds. He says, "This seems to be your area of expertise, Izzy, but you seem to have more of a trained eye on these sorts of things. I really hadn't noticed anything with that, but I surmise whatever's going on, perhaps it would be wise to figure out maybe if it's something down here in this crypt, unless we have any other better ideas."
Well, a crypt with no bodies is definitely strange.
Indeed.
This feels like a cover-up.
I want to insinuate that it like just using. Can we all let's just do a nice common knowledge check if we don't mind. Let's get some actual in-game common knowledge, huh? Let's
let's do that.
Well, apparently Izzy has no common knowledge of the area. I'm just gonna throw away.
I mean, he isn't from here, so
That's true.
Yeah.
You got like a 2 and a 1. I was like, wow.
We've already established this. We have already established
9?
that I have no common knowledge of this place.
Okay,
9?
A 9. So here's what I'll tell you. This is definitely a crypt. It seems like the city is doing a good job. For whatever reason, maybe it's their tradition or whatever, but for whatever reason, they don't have like a cemetery in this area. And you've actually, now that it dawns on you, you kind of know this. They don't have an above ground cemetery. They had an issue a while back with grave robbers, and to put a stop to that, they just decided to put everything underground, under lock and key, in an underground crypt.
Wait a second. So would he have mentioned like your entire vision that you had seen while controlling the ladybug?
Yes,
I imagine so.
I did talk about that. Yes.
Which means you also mentioned at the very end seeing the room underneath.
What looked to be some sort of room, yes, but the bug didn't get quite to it. Yes, but it was pretty far down, like 1,000 feet.
But that still gives us an information that there is something under this city that we need to look for.
I don't know. Does it?
Which I'm going to mention to everyone, of course. Like, thinking back on that and the fact that we don't actually have access to any of the bodies, like, from up here. But that if we're trying to find the crypt, that, like, the actual place where the bodies are.
Yes, Damascus says, stroking his beard. He says, "This is all seeming to lead downward, isn't it? Unfortunately."
Yeah. Man, this is a downhill challenge, isn't it?
I didn't mean to leave you hanging there with this response. I was turning off my AC unit. He says, this was not an in-character pause.
This was an in-character pause. Got it.
He says,
it absolutely was an in-character pause.
He says, yes, it does seem so. So what are you guys planning on doing now?
I think rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first.
I'm just gonna run. I'm just gonna go in anyways.
Okay, you go in, and Damascus
I'm
follows.
not even gonna do rock paper scissors. You go in and get immediately given like all the mystical items you could ever want.
Damascus lights 2 torches, and he hands one to you as you pass by you.
And Izzy just gives a curled smile as he watches the back of Cedric.
And then he casts Finger of Death and kills everyone. What a twist, everyone! Good night!
So he spins around, double middle fingers, finger of death from each one.
You start doing the Skyrim shuffle dance. Anyways, no, none of this happens. Anyways.
And then he mutters something.
Death. I'd like to use my elemental manipulation to pull up a column of just earth. Protect me.
No.
All of a sudden, you wake up and you realize it was all a simulation, and you're on a cargo ship, and it's the opening scene of Skyrim. No, yeah. Anyways,
wait. Skyrim. No, the opening scene of Skyrim. You're in a carriage.
Oh, but it's a cargo ship now. What a twist! Anyways.
So what really happens is as he smiles, he says something to the effect of, he knew that this was the right man for the right job.
Okay. Interesting.
Which guy is he talking about?
Who knows? Who knows? The musings of a madman.
No, he's looking at Cedric. He knew he had the right man for the right
afraid
job.
to go in.
Yeah.
Right.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
And he just strides behind.
All right, so let's take a look here and see where you guys end up, because this is going to be relatively interesting, isn't it? All right, so as you make your way into this area, okay, you find. Let me turn the page in my notes here. Actually, nope, not that one. Okay. So as you kind of start heading down these stairs, you emerge into what seems to be a relatively big kind of open chamber. This chamber has what looks to be, besides, of course, the way that you came in, which would, of course, mark the third exit in this room. It is about a 7x5 room, square large room, which is, of course, in this context, relatively big. It's a big square room. And you can see that there are, on each sides of these walls, what look to be kind of it seems to be some sort of crypts. But it doesn't look like these ones have anything in them. These are empty crypts. They're just extras, I suppose. But usually, to just some of the common knowledge that I think is just shared. I'm just going to say Segwig shares this, just keep it rolling. That they don't really keep anything on this floor because it's a little off-putting if you just go into the main building. But outside of that, this room has 2 other rooms. One leading directly to in front of you is a door, and then to the far left of you there is another door. And both of these rooms, one of them you can see that the wooden door does seem to be, to best describe it, slightly off of its hinges. But the other door, which is the one to the left of you, does seem to be closed and locked.
Which one is the green trail going through?
The one that seems to be off its hinges, which is directly in front of you.
I want to actually check the locked door first.
Okay.
While I know that the other door is the way to go, I want to see if any of the people who used to work here left anything behind that might help us.
Okay. Tell you what, you walk up to it, and you can now definitely see that this door is locked. What do you want to do?
Okay, so water failed the first time.
Okay.
We're encased in a bunch of stones, which means there's going to be stone pavers and everything around, right?
The door itself is basically melted into cobblestone. with like some like cobblestone like mason pins. If that answers your question.
Oh, so the pins themselves are made of stone?
No, like iron. Like they've been
Ah.
like they basically have been hammered into the to the cobblestone itself into like a reinforced. I don't know. I don't work at construction. You know what I mean? it's in the wall.
Well, I was going to use elemental manipulation again to throw it. So this would be half a square foot of stone at the
Oh, okay.
door.
So are you trying to like rip the door out, or are you trying to rip it off the hinges out of the wall? Like, what are you trying to do?
I mean, so one of my other options was to actually use the elemental manipulation to actually rip the stones that hold the hinges out of the wall.
Okay.
But I don't know. Would I be able to do that? Because technically these are two different stones.
Tell you what, I will allow the spell to work as an accomplice of one of them, but it'll basically damage the whole wall, if you're trying to do that. Tell you what, give me an arcane check and we'll see where we end up.
Hey, now roll better than you did the last time.
I know, you would hate to waste all those spell points. Also, don't forget to accurately track your power
How do I
points.
count this?
What? What's the question?
It's these two, but one's on the corner.
That counts as a reroll. It is for the one in the corner. Also, do you have power points? Are you keeping track of your power points? I don't think we've talked about
You never
that.
gave me any to begin with here.
You should have some. It's 10 plus the, I think we said additional 5, so you should have 15.
Which means I removed 2. So, not to mention you also haven't given me my Betties either.
I just subtracted the 2 for that number. All right, so yeah, I haven't given you your bennies. That is true. All right, so you cast this spell, and what'd you roll?
I may actually want to use a Betty to re-roll this.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just give you 1 benny then. Go ahead and re-roll.
What did I get? 1 Benny. We get 3 though.
Oh yeah, that's right. You get 2 bennies then.
Because I just rolled 2 1s, and well,
Ooh.
I cannot be having that.
Oh, you sure? I mean, that's always fun. Go ahead, re-roll.
Yeah, except that's still a fail. It's just a crit fail.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and use you use a benny to do that. I'm
re-roll these.
still trying to find the bennies. I don't know where my bennies are.
Okay, that's at least a 4. That's a pass. That's a pass.
All right. I don't know what that is. All right, here's what I will say. This is going to be.
I'll take the pass.
All right, so here you go. Oh, actually, I gave you too many there. I'm sorry for all of our audio listeners. Editor, just edit this out. For those of you who are watching live, sorry about that. Just trying to get our situation fixed here. All right, anyways.
That's the time for me to use one of those bennies.
Yeah, I already used one. Okay. So with that, you rolled a pass. Okay, so you're able to remove the hinges off the door, and this door clangs onto the ground relatively unceremoniously. So let's take a look here and see what is in. Well, yeah, I mean, it's not mounted to the door, so it just slams. The door falls to the ground.
As he does that, I try to slink into a shadow.
No,
I try to conceal myself.
Over here.
Okay.
What's with this wound?
That's just a temporary benny.
So did I have 2?
Yeah, I took the third one away.
But I only have 1. Oh, nope, you hid the other one under the first one.
Let me see here.
Hiding my bennies from me.
Yep, I
Did you
heard
catch
you.
what I said?
I did. I'm rolling.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, is he doing this so that we don't see it? So that we don't see him do this?
You're not sure. I mean, you haven't given me a notice check, so you have no idea.
Well, I'm just asking, was that his intention? Does he
Oh.
care if we see him or not?
I have no idea. Mike?
I don't want anyone to see me doing that. I'm
Okay, then that
I'm using
means
that as a
we have to
distraction.
roll-
Yes, if you want to know what he's
I
doing.
mean, if you're trying to roll in a shadow, like where the door was, that's gonna be exceedingly easy for me to notice.
I think he's still in the main room, at least from what he is surmising. All right, so here's what you notice as you get past this area, just to kind of answer this question.
By the way, I rolled notice.
Uh-huh. What'd you get? Oh, Smoky, what'd you get?
I got a 10.
Oh, okay. You still don't see him. He's gone.
What the heck did he roll for stealth?
So to answer your question, though, the area past you is kind of a long hallway with flowers, and this time you do see that there are crypts along this area that the bodies are kind of shoved into the wall. You see kind of some foot, some skeletons kind of hanging out of it. But outside of that, this room does dead end at a portcullis, and that is made of wood. It does look like one of the kind of like the wooden ones, not the metal, and it is currently shut.
Wait. What? I got the caskets. The wooden what?
Portcullis, those big kind of metal gates that are come down out of the ground, I mean out of the ceiling.
Yep.
Yep.
Huh, and it's made of wood?
Yep. This one's made out of wood.
That's unusual.
It is a little strange, isn't it? Interesting building choice. I mean, then again, they're not trying to keep anything in or out. It's just to shut the door. So, I mean...
But those usually allow for us to see through, so I guess I'll see what's on the other side?
Oh, sure, yeah. Give me a nose check. So let's see what you see.
I mean, that's... Now you're letting me... I don't need this PowerPoint. Come on. Pain, are we?
Okay, this is an interesting room. Ooh, this is fun. All right.
That's two.
That's a shame. Okay, here's what I'll say. It's an obscured. It's obscured. But what I will say is you hear the sounds of running water, and you can vaguely make out what seems to be the corner of a statue, and what seems to be what from your angle, it's a really bad angle. Okay, but from your angle, you can see what looks to be half of a humanoid character in some robes, and he's holding out his hand. That's kind of like what you can see from your angle.
So I think I'm gonna try using elemental manipulation again.
Okay, what are you trying to do?
This time I'm burning down the portcullis.
So much destruction to this poor city. They do not have the budget for this, guys. Okay,
Obviously.
give me the arcane roll, I guess.
Man, this elemental manipulation's been coming in handy.
Yeah, well, I mean, you are an Atlantean. I would imagine it would be.
Let's just spend another penny.
Just burning through them today. Okay, go ahead.
I typically don't use them anyway, so
This is true. I mean, they are an expendable resource. Might as well use them while you have them. You never know when you might just run out of them or something.
Okay, that's a 4. We take 4s.
Okay, here's what I'll say with the 4. It burns, not all the way, but a good portion of it burns away enough that you can walk through this area.
That's all I needed.
So what do you do? Do you want to like look around this room, or do you want me
Oh
to
yeah,
describe
I'm
it to you?
definitely doing another notice check in this room.
No need. I'm not gonna have you roll a notice check. I'll just tell you what's in this room, just to keep it pushing. So, what you see in this room is, first of all, it's a relatively, it's a smaller room than the previous room that you were in, but it is a rectangular room. In the very center of this rectangle, you see a fountain, which you can now clearly see is, again, yes, it is a humanoid, but you do know for a fact that this is a deity shrine. With that being this case, I would need you to give me a religion check to figure out what deity. I would let you add in, of course, common knowledge to that role, since you have, of course, lived in this city and you would know a little bit about the city. But it does look like there has been something that has been painted across this, and I will tell you what that says immediately. What has been painted across this this deity, with his hand outstretched, and it does look like there's these kind of very ornate, like, metal thunderbolts that kind of go from the tips of his hands, and his other hand is holding an orb, and then this water is coming out of his mouth, but not in like a fountain sort of way, more like a drooling sort of way. It's very off-putting. It's a very off-putting statue, and I don't mean drooling lightly. I mean like heavy, like gushes of water going down his robes. So anyways, across...
It's Timmy. It's Timmy. It's a statue of Timmy.
Continuing.
Little Timmy.
Continuing. So, painted across his body, it says, the disrespect of the dead shall be paid in blood. And that is what it says.
So what do you want me to roll? Because I have nothing in religion, but I do obviously have some in common knowledge.
So go ahead and roll with the penalty for religion. So -2 with a D4. Tell me what that roll is first.
Okay.
As my computer dangerously
8.
pivots.
8?
Okay. Well,
that is with a -2.
Here's the thing. With an 8, I won't even make you roll anything else. So with an 8, you immediately know who this is. This is the god of destruction. That is what this god is. You don't know exactly why this god is in a crypt of all places, but that is where it has been erected for some unknown reason. But usually it is a god of vengeance, a god of, destruction. So there's not much more to say than that.
You said there was an orb.
Yeah, it's holding it's not like a magical orb or anything. It's just a crystalline orb decorative thing. It's like a do nothing.
I mean, you can't help. You obviously, I had that check on.
Yeah, no, I got you. That was.
I mean, if God's holding objects are typically really good.
That's true. No, I get it. But yeah, this is the god of destruction, and that's what you see in this room. But give me a notice check.
Where's the guy that was in here?
That's a great question. But give me a notice check. Give me one notice check from literally anybody. I'm gonna say Damascus. As you're doing that, Damascus walks up behind you and he says, who's the big, tall, creepy guy?"
Apparently the god of destruction.
Why in the world is he in a crypt? That's concerning.
What? Yeah. Also, that's a 5.
With a 5, you hear a of what sounds to be the combination of padded feet, but also a very loud, resounding. I don't have a way to reconstruct this. It's a clicking. You hear a clicking sound, almost like some sort of like tile, or not tile, some sort of like bone on rock. And as you turn to face what this is, you see what seems to be some sort of half dead, maybe half alive humanoid ambling towards you. But this one has a sword.
Does it have a chicken? Does it have a chicken?
It has
bone
a
in its throat?
sword and a shield and what looks to be paladin armor.
Does it have a chicken bone wedged in its throat?
If you know the description of the previous villager that I said, it does not sound like it, so I'm going to say no.
Ah, damn it. I'm like, yeah, good boy, you got upgrades. Nope, okay.
And it goes for a swing against you. This one is going to be, well, no, it's not a sneak attack. Do you want to?
Can I try to get a sneak attack on it?
Actually, wouldn't that mean that everyone should have had to do a notice check?
Everyone would have had to do a notice check. That would include.
And I succeeded, which is why I turned around and saw him.
Yeah, so let's figure this out here so we can figure out our initiative and the who's all that on the runway. So let's go ahead and go with notice check really quickly with good old Izzy. Okay. All right, so you got a 9. You would have seen it. Let me see here. And I'm gonna go ahead and roll for Damascus. Notice. And that is a 5. Okay, so yeah, everyone notices everyone. So no sneak roll, unfortunately, for anybody, because everyone sees everybody, and we're just gonna go ahead and get right into this. So,
well, you're assuming that he saw us.
Yeah, well.
Wow, so it beat my stealth. Damn.
Okay, well, fine. No, it didn't, but it does see both Damascus and
Well, so would I get one action before?
You are in the other room. It is not going to
probably be the amount of movement.
The amount of movement that you would need to get into this room. Here's what I'll tell you. It is going to still get a strike against Segwig, but you still have sneak attack advantage against it. So I'm going to go ahead and resolve this, then we can figure out what we're doing from there.
All right.
Wait, it's getting
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, it drew its sword. It's had its swords drawn, and it was going for an attack against you. Like, it was right on top of you as you turned around. So, I will let you, though, before I roll this, go ahead and give me an agility saving throw.
Okay. You sure you want to do that?
Go ahead. Do I not have...
Oh, well, that's a 5. God.
Okay.
Wow, my D12 actually rolled a 1, though.
That's rough.
I have as much chance of rolling a 1 on a D12 as I have as rolling a 12.
That is true. And speaking of dice, I seem to be missing a dice. Ooh, wow, that's well, look who also rolled a 1. Hopefully his other throw comes in. Oh no, that's also failing. Yep, Damascus is no help here. Okay, so what you ended up rolling was a 1?
I ended up with 5.
With a 5.
Oh no.
Okay.
The 5 was my wild die. My wild die still helped.
Okay, you you dodge out of the way. It shambles past you. I mean, it's a skeleton humanoid character. What do you want here? So it shambles past you relatively slowly. You effortlessly dodge out of the way. But let's go ahead and start up some initiative tracking. Give me uno momento to get that mess figured out. And I'm going to go ahead and pause our recording so we're not wasting too much time of audio recording time. We are, of course, still live, of course, for everyone here watching. Thank you so much for your patience while I get this figured out. All right.
And I got one of the PowerPoints for what I did to the...
It also helps if I do... a great favor to everyone and restart this round. So how are we feeling about battling whatever this is?
It's gonna be too hard.
Fun.
For whatever reason, there we go. Okay. I don't know what's been going on with web pages today, but they've all just been kind of breaking down, and I don't know why. Okay, there we go. So, Suki, Mike, and then Skelly.
Oh, you've already named him. Time to kill him.
I'm just giving him... I have to name everything I put into Initiative Tracker. This doesn't mean anything.
Oh, so cute. You've already named him.
So... There we go. Oh, that's helpful. Let's see here. Okay, and I just gotta skip past that. Wait, what was that? That sounds fun.
No, no. If the DM says it sounds fun, it's not gonna be fun. Although I actually already have a plan of attack for him.
I'm not gonna do that because that would be absolutely horrible to go against, but that is fun.
We may have different opinions on what fun is.
What in the world is happening? Oh, we actually lost Mike during that time frame.
I sort of figured we would.
Yeah, let me get him back into the call. You know, I don't know what is going on with his phone, but hopefully he figures it out. Let's see here. Oh, yes. Orcus, the demon prince of the undead. Surprise!
What happened? What happened? Where did I go?
I'm just summoning Orcus, the demon prince of the undead. You know, don't worry about it.
Oh,
Yeah, that would be that'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
yeah, well, good thing I'm eating. I'm out. Peace. Forget this town.
Yeah, this sounds Garbo. No saving that. Oh, I think I found what I was looking for.
Oh yeah.
Don't you worry, child.
Here it is.
Darkos has a plan for you.
Yeah.
Don't you do it, kitty.
Okay.
No, I don't want you on my PC now today.
Okay. Cool. I got my stats up. All right. And hey, Shadow. Good to see you. I take it you're back. All right. So let's get back into the action, shall we? So we've got our situation going in here. Mike, I'm just not going to deal you in because I don't know what you're doing. So I'm gonna have you actually on hold.
I'm here. What the hell are you talking about? What?
I'm keeping you on hold because you're not in the initiative right now.
Why am I not in the initiative?
Because you're not in the battle.
Technically, you're in a different room, so you wouldn't actually see this happening.
Yeah, you're in...
You would have to follow into the room in order to even see that this is happening.
Yeah, you're in
Your
room
character
1.
actually has no clue that we're fighting.
You're in room 1.
I mean, I never said I wasn't following behind them. I said I was just
you didn't say...
You also never said you were following.
Right, so as the DM,
last
technically...
You stepped into shadows and no one knew where you were.
Yeah, so you're still on room 1. Yeah, until you state otherwise, you're in room 1.
You know, I guess I'll start hearing the clattering here real directly.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's go ahead and do
like,
Damascus.
He's destroying more shit. Maybe. I didn't realize he was doing anything.
He's destroying.
I mean, you left the party both figuratively and actually. So I mean.
Oh my god, he split the party.
You left both instances. I don't know what you want me to tell.
No, I just stepped into a shadow.
Yeah, well, that shadow left the call.
I know. I got so good that I was like in another dimension. But yeah.
You're like, bye. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and.
Look, he started destroying doors in the crypt. I'm like, yeah, nope. It's sacrilege.
All right, so with that, I don't know why it's putting it on round 3, but
I
we're on
don't
round
believe
1.
in death.
All right, so give me 1 second to hit the record button, and recording is good. All right, so let's get back into the action, shall we? So, with that being the case, currently, Smokey, you are Segwig is up first. What is he doing?
Oh, wow.
You got an ace, so you're high up there.
Let me see.
Oh, hey, my dice are telling me to do something interesting. So as this is happening, I just want to let you know, just for some visual things around the room, the god of destructions, that fountain I was talking about, what's coming out of his mouth has changed from water to blood. Anyways, carry on.
Oh.
Gotta love my story dice.
Oh, okay, so that's a hardness of 8. So he's got... Okay. I think I'm gonna try casting Entangle on him.
Ooh, fun. Okay. What does that do? What do I need to do against that?
So I roll a d6, and if successful, the target is entangled. With a raise, he is bound. Hardness of 8.
Do I need
which
to?
I think has to do with how hard it is to break out.
Do I need to roll something against this?
I think you could probably roll a... I don't know. Maybe a strength to try, because it says hardness of 8, so I would assume a strength, but it's got to pass an 8 to... I don't know. You can look at my character sheet. Like, it doesn't really...
Yeah, I'll figure it out. But in the meantime, I guess go ahead and roll your spell check. And don't forget, of course, to track your PowerPoints.
Yep. Let me just roll this real quick.
Okay.
I mean, both of them were 4s, so I think I passed.
Yeah. So, interestingly enough, it doesn't say here, does it? Gotta love.
I don't think he can do anything about it since it is a magic.
Well, I tell you what, I have a
and it's an instantaneous thing that happens.
Yeah, so basically, according to this this nice little card here that I have in front of me, which is a status card, yeah, I think it's just an insta effect. So yeah, he is vines coming out of the ground, breaking through the cobblestone, and they restrain him. Is he? I think the hardness is just. Oh, here we go. Entangled.
How hard it is for him to break out.
Yeah, so Entangled is can't move and distracted. So that basically just means, in this instance, that basically that they have to make a check against it. That's it. So,
so evil.
2 levels entangled and bound. Okay. So this is just advanced grapple. All right. So yeah, it's basically. Does it say that they're bound?
Grapple, it's bound if I got a raise.
And you didn't get a raise.
No.
Okay. So basically, they have to do an athletics or strength at a -2 to beat it, and I think it's actually against your spell casting. We'll just say that's against your spell casting.
I mean, with a hardness of 8.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll just go against
because
the hardness,
if I
then.
had added +1, it would give it a hardness of 10. So I think
you
would have to beat an 8 in order to get out.
That makes sense.
Which is an impressive spell. I mean, it did cost 2 points to cast.
Yeah, that is actually really impressive. Interesting how magic works in this system. Anyways,
hey, it's a good spell for me to cast, especially against a skeleton who I can't imagine would have much strength. It is a skeleton.
That is true.
Muscle to it.
As I look at its stats. Anyways, yeah, I'm sure that's true. And anyways,
I'm looking at I'm looking at the rest of my spells, realizing I could screw him over even more.
So, it's basically, whose turn is it currently?
I'm gonna end my turn.
Oh, okay. All right, so it is good old Skelly's turn at this current point.
Good luck, Skelly. We
so
believe in you.
he is stuck, but let's go ahead and have him roll.
And distracted.
And well, I mean, technically, yeah. Again, that's how that works. So let's go ahead and take a look here and figure out where in the world the dice are.
It uses a penny and instantly escapes.
I mean, I could, but why would I waste a penny on that? Especially when I got a 9. So yeah, he shatters free from it. And then for his second action, because he's going to take a negative penalty, of course.
I should have used my other spell that I was going to use.
Let's see here. With that, he is going to go ahead and shamble forth, and he is going to not attack you, because he's going to use the last remaining bits of rotting brain to figure out, hey, something wrong here. So he's going to go after Damascus, actually.
He's like, I'm not going to tangle with the guy who just encased me in vines.
So he is going to go ahead and... oh, wow. Oh, that's scary.
Well,
That's
he's like, I
plus
was
eight.
Paladin. I must kill devil.
Yeah, something unnatural is fueling his decisions. Probably that. That sounds about right.
He was distracted, so he didn't actually see who entangled him.
So I'm trying to remember
Bixby.
how.
Nobody wants you at the moment, Bixby.
Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at the quick cheat sheet here.
In the bag.
Yeah, okay, so it's fighting versus parry. So, what is your parry? Oh, that's not good. Your parry's not good, my friend. All right, so he's gonna roll. Now he is taking a -2 penalty, so maybe, just maybe, that might help him. Let's see here.
The land of Awu.
The land of Awu.
Not the land of a woo.
It's not the Emerald City, it's the Fuzzy City.
That is a 4, actually. So, no. He doesn't pass the parry. All right, cool. Well, for -2, that's actually a 2. So, yeah, with that, Damascus just effortlessly parries away his blow. And I think that's going to end his turn. It is now Damascus's turn. What's Damascus doing? Something, hopefully, cool and awesome and epic. He is going to go ahead and... oh, he is actually the one with the D10. This poor skeleton. His strength is great, but his fighting is terrible. If he hits, he hits. But if he's trying to hit, that's a different matter. All right, so... it was true, I guess, what they said. He trained under his father. So...
oh, wait, he's got a backstory and everything?
Yeah, I've been going over his whole backstory this entire time. What do you...
What?
Yes, he said that he trained under his father because his father owned
I
like...
thought you were talking about the skeleton.
No, I mean, yes, they both went to the same fighting arena in a past life. They are both bards keepers. They were best friends. They even had a relationship together, but now, unfortunately, he's dead. Damascus is alive, and now it's a battle.
Bad blood. Bad blood.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe now we got bad blood.
It's till death do us part, not until until eternity. So, that's...
Well, death is definitely gonna part them if he doesn't get out of the way.
Something. All right, so let's go ahead.
I know what I want to do for a finisher if I get the finishing blow on him.
And roll. Ooh, okay, a 7. So that is going to beat against that. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So now it is a strength plus... what is his strength sitting at? Ooh, a D10 still. All right, so I'm still rolling the same numbers. Wait, whoa, that's a D10 plus a D10. Well, this might be over very quickly. Hold on. Well, I gotta get another dice.
Rolls nat ones on both.
Well, that's a 9.
They guys.
Oh no.
And that is a 0, which is a 19.
Oh god.
Hold on. I gotta pull up some calculators here for some
Well,
massive
at 10,
damage.
it would be another roll.
Yeah. So let's take a look at a wounding calculator. No. Hold on. Bear with me 1 second. Boom. Okay. So I'm just trying to figure out what their toughness. I think their toughness is what I go off of, right? I believe.
The parry is first.
Yeah, well, he bypassed parry easy. Let's take a look here.
Tough comes next.
Yeah,
Okay.
the next thing is toughness.
Okay, so
Tough
yeah,
and
less
armor and all
than
that,
it's
yeah.
struggle to, equal to shaken, and every 4 above is a wound. Okay, cool. So they're actually at an 11. Got a 19. Okay, actually, yeah, that is 2 raises, which is 2 wounds.
Well, did you roll was that 2d10? Was that 2d10?
It's 2D. Yeah, he has.
One of the d10s got max.
He's
max
he's
though.
got a
Wouldn't that
great
roll
sword.
again?
Yeah.
What
Shoot!
did-
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he rolls again. What am I doing? And that is a 6. So technically, that is a. What is that? That's 25. 25. Yep. Hold on.
I had to mention that because I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, that
You
is.
said he rolled max on one.
That is 3 raises. So for every 4
Isn't that
above
just-
is a wound. I think that's an insta kill.
Yeah, that's just dead.
Yeah, that's 3 wounds. You're out. Yeah, with one mighty swing of his sword.
It might want to use It might want to use some of its bennies.
I don't have
think
time
it
for
has
that.
the
We
chance
are.
to use them. I don't think it would have the chance to use a Benny.
Yeah. Look, I'm not giving bennies
That's
to
what
a
he
skeleton. Okay.
It's like, screw you. You're just a low-level enemy that was supposed to die.
Yeah. No, he just gets slashed in half. All right. So, anyways, that
Dang,
takes.
and if it came back to me, I had a finisher for it.
Well, add in your finisher. Do it. Do your thing. What are you doing?
What are you saying? Like it was like a combo
Yeah, do
thing?
some Mortal Kombat. Let's go. This is fantasy.
So, what I was gonna do was actually with my spear. Well, obviously
with your
I'm not doing any of
spit?
the damage, but my spear.
He spit in his eye.
No, with my spear.
Finisher! It explodes his head.
No, with my spear, I was gonna knock his head into the actual statue, just having it shatter
Oh wow.
against the statue.
Oh okay. Let me roll for statue. Hold on.
Roll for statue. You have angered the god.
Okay. You got a 5. You don't know what that means yet. Yeah. The skeleton.
I mean, I feel like the god of death would feel honored that it got to be the destruction of a skull.
Here's what I'll say. I'm gonna roll a pure D100 check here for just something interesting to have happen.
100.
Okay, so I got a 40. So here's what I'll say. With all of these numbers and calculations, you slice off its head with the spear, sending it flying at the statue, while Damascus.
At the same time that he.
While Damascus takes this giant greatsword and slashes it across its rib cage, basically bisecting this creature in half from the torso down. And as the skeleton shambles fall to the ground, the head also flies over and actually amusingly lands in the open mouth of the god of destruction, and now blood is shooting out of its eyes and mouth very epically.
Man, so I just made the statue 10 times better.
And as that's happening, they just see Izzy just kind of stroll past the door frame.
Interesting.
I
Yeah.
point out what I've done. Just like, hey, look what I did to the god of destruction.
Damascus is like, yeah, this
Oh.
looks a lot better, honestly. It's a lot cooler.
I mean, it fits with the crypt feel much better.
Yeah, it's a
What did
celebration of death or something.
what did What did that come from?
Ah, we had to
It
fight
didn't go
skeleton.
past me. Didn't go past me.
We
Where
had to
did that
fight a
come
skeleton.
from?
Ah, probably
What
the same
did-
way that whatever hooded figure that was in here went. He probably alerted the skeleton to come after me. You know, after I burned into the portcullis in order to get into this room.
Wait, I'm sorry. Was there a hooded figure I was talking about earlier?
Yeah, you mentioned that I could see a
Oh, that was the
hooded
statue.
figure.
Oh, that was
Figure, like,
that was
kneeling
the
at the steps.
statue. That was the statue. I have to clarify that. That was the statue.
You did say there was a person in there.
It was a humanoid form with their hands sticking out and like wearing robes. That was the statue I was describing. You were only getting a halfway view of it. Sorry, that's
what I
that's
figured.
my bad.
That's what I
That's
figured.
my
Yeah,
bad. Yeah.
I read into that, but yeah, that's why I'm asking. It's like, where did this skeleton come from? Didn't go past me.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah,
So
Well,
there's got to be another way. There's got to be another way.
If this is the worst they have to throw at us, I'm not that worried.
Oh,
Oh no! Why did I say that?
I would
oh, look at
leave
this.
such comments.
The god of death. Oh, this is a good option here.
Yeah,
Fame-
yeah. Izzy said I would leave such comments as that.
Fanged
And
sea
he just kind of like
serpent
makes like a gesture of like alone.
brings out an army of snakes. Oh no, it's the snake sequel. It's not Snape, the boss.
Oh no, not snakes again. Our worst
You're
enemy.
gonna bring out snakes.
But I think here's what I'll say, because I'm just realizing that our time frames here. So I think with that, I think that let me see here. What is one cool thing that we could end this session on? Let's take a look here.
An ice
Well,
cube.
where did they come from? Are we not going to look?
Well,
Where did that body come from?
I don't know. Are you going to look?
That's what I've been saying.
That's what I was originally going to be doing, was looking around the room to see if I saw a different doorway,
Oh, okay.
which is what then found me the skeleton.
Sure. Let's get some notice checks going around here. Let's take a look and see what we see.
5.
5, and for Izzy, we have a 7. All right. 5 and 7. Let's take a look here. With those rolls, where are we in this giant map? Okay, so here's what I'll tell you. There is directly room 6 is okay. There is a south entrance from here, besides the north entrance that you just came in from with the burnt up wooden portcullis. There is another wooden door. This one, I'm just going to say, is again like a stuck door. Unfortunately, it just looks old. This one doesn't look like it's been forced at all, but it just looks old and it's just rotting off its hinges. On the far side of that, that's the only thing that you see in this room. And that's on the south side of this building, this rectangular room.
Well, obviously we got to go towards the door.
Okay.
Isn't that right?
Damascus shrugs and he starts following. He says,
Izzy goes back to slinking in the shadows, but this time he's going to follow them. I'm distinctly saying he's hiding in the shadows, but he's following them.
he runs outside
shadow
and
to
gets some
another shadow.
good fresh air. Got it.
He runs outside and touches some grass.
The door's shut behind him, and he is permanently separated from the party, and then we never see them again. The end.
The party or him?
Everybody. Everyone's separated from everyone. Doors upon doors. Anyways. No,
Look, I've only separated the party once. There's 2 undead that are part of our party. They're separated. We gotta find them and save them.
Okay, fair
They're-
points.
they
You got
probably
a
don't exist.
6, and then you got a 1, so you got a 6. Okay, Cool. So yeah, you're stealthing. You're stealthing along. And I think Damascus just walks up to this door. He's like, "Allow me," and he just freaking like SWAT team kicks the door and just knocks it off its hinges, and then you guys carry on. And this corridor goes forward, and then it kind of dead ends, and then takes a sharp left, and it kind of rounds you around the side of this building. This corridor, excuse me. It's lit up with torches. Other than that, it's just a very featureless corridor. Besides, of course, urns of flowers that are kind of along the corridors. The corridor, not coroner.
Coroners.
And
The coroners.
The coroners, yes, the coroners, the colonels.
every now and then, you do see some reoccurring paintings kind of decorating the walls. There are, tell you what, anybody want to give me a knowledge check? Let's see what we know.
Common knowledge?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I mean, no guarantees, but I mean...
This might be Izzy's field of expertise, so he's going to look.
Maybe so. I already actually rolled for you.
Oh, fantastic.
I very much don't know. That's a 2.
Okay. What does Izzy know that a local wouldn't? This is interesting. Because you got a 9. So what do you know that I don't know? Oh God.
Oh, jeez.
Who's in the mirror? Who's in the painting? Do. Okay. Here's what I'll say. In this painting, you see. Let me ask you a little bit about Izzy's backstory. Now, do you think that it would be safe to assume that Izzy would know any sort of, like, powerful mages or kings or nobles or just, like, really anyone important? Like, that would be, like, arcane. Like, would Izzy have studied under somebody in an arcane...
I think Izzy would know perhaps some, like, infamous individuals, say like warlords, evil, like serial killers,
wow.
who use magic to do, necromancers of legend and lore, and
Joker and
Penguin, the Joker, the Penguin, yeah, Two-Face,
The non-copyrightable penguin?
The non-copyright Penguin with a "wan" at the end of it, of course.
The Penguin.
Penguin.
So he's Spanish. Or Mexican.
This is terrible. This is terrible. Yes, I hate all this. Moving forward before our account gets taken down. Anyways, this took a dark turn.
Don't forget about Bootman.
No, not Bootman.
So I think you would know like powerful pirates of infamy,
I got the answer I was looking for. So to give
people that were like probably hung and shit,
Yeah. So here's what I'll say. Surprisingly, amongst the kings and mayors and dead people, just like, like honoring the dead people who have died here, one painting is hung on this wall that seems a little bit out of place from the other ones. And ironically, you know this person. As you take a look at this... as you take a look at this this painting on this wall, it is a notable figure. They are wearing very kind of dark robes. They have a what looks to be some sort of kind of ornately fashioned iron jeweled skull that kind of brooches their cape around their shoulders. A very kind of long pointy beard, and their hair is kind of slicked back in a very elegant manner. They look a lot younger than the time frame that you knew them. But you know this character. This character is... Checks notes. Dramatic pause.
Unexpected dramatic pause.
Unexpected dramatic pause.
Is that anything related to menopause?
No. Okay, so... Sorry, I'm just trying to track down my notes, which seem to have deserted me.
You did?
Here it is. Here it is. Okay. So you know this noble, this individual. He was an interesting sort, just like yourself. He was a relatively powerful user of the arcane. He studied in necromancy as well, among some other dark arts. But he was an individual by the name of Duan Good. Now, Duan Good, he was a traveling character, as you know. But later down along his life, they say that he died. But interestingly enough, as all legends go, during your travels in many different of land, you've heard the name Doing Good among the winds every now and then. So you're not sure if the account of him passing away was true or not. But that's all you know. And I think that is where we will end today's session.
All right. Well, I guess this is a three-parter.
It is not, but you know what? We got some fighting. We got some god history.
Oh, yeah.
We've got whoever Doing Good is. And
he's always doing good.
And we've got some interesting things to look forward to for our next session. Everyone, I just want to thank you guys so much for staying up so late. Depending upon where you are, I mean, if you're in good old cornfield times, 2:20 in the morning, thank you so much for staying up, watching us play a game surrounded by a virtual screen and whatnot. We really appreciate it. For those of you who are Patreon viewers watching in either the current or in the latter, again, thank you so much for subscribing and sponsoring us. We really do appreciate it. It allows us to keep doing these amazing things that we're doing. And yes, we do have more stuff that will be coming out, Patreon viewers. Thank you so much for your patience. It is a work in progress. With that being said, Shadow, glad to see that you're still alive. Hopefully we were able to brighten your evening. I know you had a really rough one, but hopefully we gave you at least some sort of semblance of a better evening than what you have been having, as I have come to know the Monday blues, which is why I try to avoid anything that happens on Monday. But again, not trying to make light of your situation. Do apologize to hear that. Without any further commentations, I do want to again just thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And we're going to go ahead and end our stream here. So thank you so much. And I suppose until next time, fair winds and safe travels. And I'm glad to hear that, Shadow. I did see that comment there. Glad to help you feel better there. Please feel free to PM me. You have my DMs. Feel free. But other than that, everyone, fair winds and safe travels. And until next time, good night, everyone.